What is up, little duders? What is good? What is good in the hood, guys? Rena, what's popping? Don't smoke in bed. What's popping? Ewa, what's good? What's fresh? What's new, guys? What's going on? How's everybody's Tuesday? Tuesday, innit? Oh, thanks for stopping by, Ghost. I appreciate it, bud. Happy you're here. Happy you are here. Boo, what's good? What's good? What's good? We get bro time today, guys. Can I rate your cat? Yes. That sounds overtly sexual, but I promise it's not. Easily a 10. Easily a 10. The ears are just adorable. Well, guys, I gotta be honest with you. I was super ass mad because conveniently right after I stopped streaming last night, everything started popping, which was very transphobic, I must say. Very transphobic. Very transphobic indeed. That was deeply upsetting to me. Deeply upsetting to me, but that's okay because we get to have bro time. We get to have bro time and indulge in some of the drama. Indulge in some of the drama. I don't know what I want to do. I don't think I want to play RuneScape, though. Oh, I guess we can do Solitaire. I suppose. It can be a Solitaire kind of day. Bro time, bro time, bro time, bro time, bro time. Okay. Nothing better than this, you guys. Just guys being dudes. But yes, yes. As per usual, unfortunately, all of the juicy, delicious tea occurred after I stopped streaming, which is Murphy's Law. You know, as soon as I got offline, I saw that like shit was popping off everywhere. It was very inconvenient and very upsetting to me, but that's okay. That's okay. We have all this quality time to spend together now. So that's really all that matters. That's really all that matters. What's up, Magic? Magic Cole. What's goodness? How are you? So, my dear friends, last evening we had two spectacular events occur. Last night, Mutahar and BRIANNA Wu argued. And we got a Poopy Zoopy stream. And we got a Poopy Zoopy stream. A 2-for-1, guys. A 2-for-1. 2-for-1. I need to restart my computer at some point because my YouTube is so fucking slow, you guys, and I don't know why. It's just like so fucking slow. And it's the only it's the only thing that's really slow, and it's really irritating to me, but give me 1 second. Because I have to get this link. It's not in my watch history, so I gotta grab it really quick. Hang on. What is up, Jennifer? What is good? Yeah, bro, my YouTube is just so laggy. It's even laggy on my phone. Ooh, you guys, what the fuck? Why is it just YouTube? What if I open it in Edge? Will that make a difference, perhaps? Like, it's just horribly fucking annoying that it's so laggy. Hang on. Yeah, dude, it might just be this. Let's do this. Yeah, it's just on Google Chrome. How fucking annoying is that? How fucking annoying is that, you guys? It's just Google Chrome. God damn. Like, every other website is working just fine.
Hello?
And it's only on Google Chrome. It's only on Google Chrome that it's doing this. How fucking irritating, dude. How fucking irritating, you guys. Okay, whatever. We're good now. We're good now. We're just going to use Edge. I don't know why Chrome is behaving this way. I have no idea. Oh. Fingers crossed, Paisley. You don't need another surgery, bro. You're good on surgery for, like, the rest of your life. Oh, I'm just big chilling. About the drama, of course. We can't just talk about anything normal. We have to talk about the drama. There's nothing else exciting in our lives except for the drama, obviously. Also, thank you for the reminder-ness to like the stream, you guys. It sparks joy for me. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. Thank you. I don't even have Firefox, bro. I don't even have it. What's up, Jennifer? How's it going? Let's get an air horn going, guys. Let's do it. Okay, so anyway, so we watched the other day, we watched the Mutahar / Keffels expose that we waited for, you know, fucking 27 years and a day, excuse me, to come out. But it finally came out, okay? It finally came out. So, last evening, conveniently right after I got off of stream, again, yay Malcolm, Mutahar and Brianna Wu talked on now recording. Keemstar was there, Nicholas DeOrio was there. Kind of a shit show to my understanding. So we're gonna watch that, and then we will catch up on the PZ universe, on the Poppyverse, if you will. We will take care of that. But we will start with the Brianna Wu stuff. We'll start with the Mutahar, Brianna Wu, Keemstar, insane fucking crossover. Okay, insane crossover. So this was last night, and we just barely missed it, you guys. But that's okay because we're here now. So let's go.
Brianna? Yeah, that is Brianna Wu.
Oh. You didn't think it was me? I'm not a YouTuber, dude. Why would I have, like, that YouTube channel is like my pinball machine malfunctioning and showing, like, clips to technicians. So,
no,
yeah, that's what
I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about. I know you were big during Gamergate, so yeah. I figured you were just had like a big YouTube channel or something.
No, like I've never been a YouTuber at all.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Well, I just want to warn you, we are not the kind of guys to have like the trans conversation with. We're kind of except for Beckett.
No worries. Yeah, so I was just listening to your show. I was just listening to your stuff.
So if you want to give your or clarify, you're welcome to. Right?
Oh my god. No, I think you're right. I mean, like a lot of people, you know, Jenny was telling me she thought that statement came off as defending Keffels, and I think that's fair criticism. I obviously can't defend any of the shit in that video. I contributed to Keffels GoFundMe. It was you know, disappointing to see how some of that was spent. So I don't know. I just wanted to say, like, I obviously can't defend that. Don't defend that. I just like watching it. I wanted to see a sentence from him, just acknowledging that you know, healthcare for minors is being dismantled in the United States, and to me, it's exactly like abortion. If you take away women's access to legal abortion, they're going to go get it in illegal ways.
Okay. I probably have a really conservative take on hormone blockers and access for medical transition for minors. My allergies are like fucking killing me today too, so please get ready to have your eardrums blown out every couple of minutes. Hang on. I can put the solitaire over it if that would make you happy. I can do that. Anyway, I have probably a pretty conservative view on hormone blockers and medical transition for minors, blah, 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 blah. I have a pretty conservative take on that. But I will say, there's a pretty substantial difference, in my opinion, between like the loss of abortion and people, you know, pursuing back alley abortions, under the table abortions, and so on. I would consider that to be vastly different than minors accessing HRT. Because I'd be willing to shake a stick and I'd be willing to bet that the amount of people that get an abortion that are minors is probably pretty low. It's probably very high risk. It's probably something that's few and far between. But if we're talking about kids getting online and ordering like black market fucking hormones, I don't know if these two things are really comparable in the sense like, yes, if you take away a resource, people will usually find a way to access that resource with or without the proper channels available to them. However, I would consider it a pretty big leap to say that, you know, because medical transition is being restricted in the United States, especially for minors, that we're going to see like this massive fucking uptick of children accessing DIY HRT directories. I would be very hesitant to make that leap personally, but...
Yeah, I think the same thing is true for minors. So, you know, if we're serious
Is it better with the solitaire over that? Does that make everybody happier?
about keeping kids safe, because I don't want any of these kids to do DIY hormones, right? We've got to get really serious about funding this area of public policy, if that makes sense.
Also, Mutahar is not like a political commentator. He literally did a hit piece on Keffels. Mutahar, at least in my opinion of him, is somebody who really doesn't talk about shit if he doesn't know a whole lot about it, which is an admirable trait that seems to be lost on a lot of people. I mean, nothing but respect for people who know how to stay in their lane. But like, if you're making a commentary video on someone and like this topic comes up and the topic is, you know, their assistance in helping underage people access like black market pharmaceuticals and shit like that, I don't think that there needs to be like a caveat where it's like, well, you guys, if only we would legalize trans healthcare, then nobody would use this ever. Because that's not true. We know that if we're going to take the fantastical leap that, you know, this is akin to abortion being restricted, which I disagree with the framing of that. If that's the leap that we're going to make, I just totally fucking lost my train of thought. It's gone. It'll come back to me in a minute. You're going to allow me to think. I got distracted by solitaire. Oh, that like there's still going to be people that don't have access, right? So like if we do, you know, put in place gender affirming care for everybody and their mom, and everybody can get it, and we're all good, we're all cash money. Like imagine like they're blow darting the kids at the hormone clinic, like the thing that Republicans are scared of happening. There's still going to be people who are denied access to hormones that are still going to seek out like alternative ways of getting it. Like you can still have somebody who doesn't get a diagnosis of gender dysphoria. You can still have somebody who, you know, is told no because of a pre-existing health condition or something like that. Those are people that are still going to go out of their way in order to try and access this kind of shit, right? Thanks for the follow. We're just hanging out. We're watching the BRIANNA Wu and Mutahar video.
Can I ask you, like,
I'd 100% agree with you, but my thing would just be, I just disagree with him.
Yeah, sorry, it was my lawyer brain moment. My bad. Woman/lawyer brain. My bad, guys.
Money should be spent, kind of deal, right? Like,
How do you mean?
I personally don't think, right, that you should allow them to alter their bodies in such a way, right,
Sure.
at that young age. For example, I'm all for funding, you know, mental health specialists, stuff like that, or programs to help them cope with it in that way until they are older and they can, you know what I mean? That would be my approach. But again, I'm not a doctor, kind of deal. But
So
that's
a
just
lot
what-
of people think that you can, like, to use your words, chop your dick off before you're 18, and that's just not true. Like, they will do things.
We need to be really careful with this, you guys, because there are people who are under the age of 18 who have gotten vaginoplasty. We have to be really careful because you can say that this is like an exceedingly rare occurrence, that it's very hardly ever done. But it is in fact true that there are people under the age of 18 who do access vaginoplasty. Jazz Jennings is an example. There's a handful. One of the only surgeons in the country who would do this was Dr. Marcy Bowers. She has walked back her position on that pretty substantially. But to say that absolutely nobody under the age of 18 is ever getting bottom surgery, especially in regards to vaginoplasty, is simply untrue.
Things to stop it from like permanently screwing up your body, but like the really big stuff, you do have to wait till you're of age, and I think people are just under a misimpression about that.
So I've got some general questions about this whole
go for
Keffel
it.
stuff. Firstly, so
Oh my God.
I mean, you said you gave money and you supported, while at the same time a lot of people were calling out Keffel's general actions, her actions.
You have all the.
You want to know the
ingredients for
worst
this.
thing in the world, you guys? I don't have that fucking ad blocker on edge. Oh my god. Okay, hang on. Please, YouTube, just be good. Be good for me, please. Okay, what are we at here? Hang on. Death and despair, death and despair, death, 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 death. Death, death, death. Hang on, I gotta wait for this. Oh, 2 ads? 2 ads? You're joking. You're joking, bro. Okay, hang on. Okay, we're at exactly 3 minutes. Perfect.
Be on good terms with Destiny? How do you, like, equate those two things?
Well, one of the things I try to do here is not get involved in drama as much as I can. So, you know, look, I like Destiny a lot. I consider him a friend. I'm friends with a lot of the Orbiters, right? And it really seems to be like everybody's been telling me this whole time, like Keffals has some issues, right? And I've just tried to stay out of it as much as I can, you know, but there's some stuff here that clearly deserves an answer, and I hope we'll get that.
Do you, like, I mean, have you seen, like, Tipster and his interactions with Keffals and stuff? I believe there were some DMs at some point.
I mean, I've seen them interact. I mean, I used to consider Tipster a friend before he started going after me on Twitter and calling me Anna Kasparian. So, you know, I kind of don't know where that relationship is right now.
I mean, you kind of watched him run his defense, and like the DMs leaked in this that he was like he'd have to think about defending Keffals over a allegation, or if Keffals actually somebody like. I mean, does that make you? But, I mean, does that make you question at all? Kind of like some of the people you've had previous interactions with on that side of the sphere, because like this has been called for years, 100%. And like,
you know, I think like anyone that looks at my Twitter can see October 7th really opened my eyes up about a lot of stuff on the progressive side that I've just looked the other way on for a decade, right? And it's at a point where I can't do that anymore. It's like I'm taking a blowtorch to my career and a lot of my friendships. But I'm not going to sit silent on a lot of this just crazy shit anymore. So yeah, and that includes things like this dynamic.
Did you have any other like general?
People in chat are asking me what's your opinion on the whole Catboy Ranch Discord server thing?
So I want to be really honest with you. So when I watched that video, most of what I was thinking about was the fact that Maya was quoted so closely with that. Maya's a friend of mine. So I was just listening to like Mutahar talk about that dynamic. I'm just thinking like, you don't know Maya at all. Like you're taking the stuff she's saying here at face value and so dead seriously. You don't know that she's just hilarious, like saying stupid shit. Like she's essentially a 4chan kid, even though she's a like political professional in the Democratic Party. So that was my main thought about that section, how hilarious it was to be taking what Maya was popping off with on Discord so seriously.
Right. Okay.
Okay, but let's be mindful again, one more time, guys, as cringe and lame as it is. Optics are important. Okay, if you're somebody who wants to be involved in the DIY HRT marketplace of underground transgender sexuality, GSA, or whatever the fuck, the way that you present yourself publicly, you have to be mindful of that. Like, it sucks, and, you know, like, the options here are, like, you just take it on the chin and move on, or you just don't talk like that publicly. And additionally, I think that the biggest criticism in all of this has been and continues to be, like, the jokes are like inappropriate. And comedy is subjective, you guys. You can make jokes about, you know, just about damn near anything, okay? Especially if you're somebody who copes with dark humor or you're using it to, like, you know, cope with something that happened to you, blah, 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 okay? But all of that aside, okay, like, there's never going to be an instance where you make a joke about, like, grooming children and people are like, ha, that's so funny, like, nobody is going to read into this. Like, that's just not how that works at all, especially in the current political climate, like, the way that every trans person is, like, a groomer molester by virtue of existing as a trans person, how, like, literally the context and the contention around all of this is like, oh, there's a Discord server with a bunch of minors and people are talking sexually to the minors in an inappropriate way. And we're giving cat by callers to the minors and we're teaching the minors how to use DIY HRT on the fucking dark web and shit like this. Like, we have to be mindful that to anybody who has eyeballs, that doesn't look good. You know what I mean? We just have to be mindful of these things. And if you're not willing to, take that into consideration, just don't speak publicly like that. I don't know.
What's your opinion on... Oh, go ahead, Beavers.
Oh, okay. I wanted to ask you, so I understand that not everybody's going to feel the same way,
Sure.
blah, 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 blah. But obviously, I'm not involved in the trans community whatsoever, right? Outside
Smart,
spectator.
very smart.
Yes. The Mutahar video, did you find that video transphobic?
Nope.
Like, no?
Nope.
So obviously everybody can feel differently, but I just wanted to find out for somebody that's more.
There's no
vocal than I
feeling
am.
on that. There's no transphobia there, and there's some stuff I think he could have said a little bit more skillfully, but it's so around the edges that who gives a shit? Like real talk, like the trans community has got to grow the fuck up and put their big boy pants on or big girl pants on, and accept that some people are gonna have some. Not everything is going to be phrased in a way that is like community safe. Like it's absurd. Some of the stuff. I thought the thumbnail discourse was silly. If there's a way to draw a trans person to look ugly, which all of Mutahar's videos do, and not have it be transphobic, I'm not aware of one. I think that's just the style, and you need to live with it. So yeah, I think that entire discourse is unfounded.
All right.
So I mean, like,
I mean, where's even the legit argument that it was transphobic? I mean, he used her correct pronouns.
Yeah.
He, advocated trans healthcare repeatedly. He denounced transphobia. He kept it focused on the issues. I mean, there's just no legit argument that was transphobic.
Yeah. Well, so the argument is mainly based on the fucking the thumbnail.
Yeah,
The thumbnail, that's it. Like,
I don't want
honestly see
to.
it
I don't want
myself.
to blow your mind, but the trans Twitter conversation is sometimes not based on reality. I don't want to upset you, but that sometimes can be the case.
Right.
Oh, we're not crazy then. Awesome.
Well,
Oh
my
my
last question would
god,
be,
kill me. Am I out of moves already?
I think
Please,
Tipster
bro.
has some kind of
No.
psychology that makes him a super loyal friend, and I think it's part of the reason why he's really bonded with Keffels. I think Keffels trusts him, and I think Tipster really enjoys being trusted, and I think they do have a close relationship, and I think that's kind of beautiful because Keffels, like her or hate her, she is someone dealing with a lot of trauma, and I think she really worries.
Okay, listen, guys. Raise your hand if you don't have trauma? Okay, literally everybody has fucking shit going on in their life, or has had shit happen to them. Okay, I didn't rob you guys of fucking $100,000. Okay, I didn't do that. One, and then two, I don't have a fucking Discord server called the Cowboy Ranch where I let people talk fucking crazy to people that are under the age of 18. Okay, so shut the fuck up with this shit. She's going through a lot. Boo hoo, cry me a river. We've all been through shit. Okay, everybody goes through the same thing at different times, as they say. Okay, like come on now. How much rope do we need to give? Okay, how much slack do we need to give? Because listen, guys, I've seen some shit. I've been through some shit. I'm sure that you guys have too. Okay, it's God's great year of 2024. Who hasn't? Okay. Where's my $100,000? Where's my fucking meth addiction? Hello? What are we talking about here?
I think she looks for people to surround herself with that she can really trust, and I think they found that together. That said, I certainly have a blind spot with some of my friends, and it can cause me to miss things. And I think Tipster has that in some ways as well.
So like, okay, this is where I think I'd push back on you because I don't think that's. I think Tipster desperately wants to have friends. From what I've seen, I don't think that's an outlier take. But I think it's like Keffels has shown herself to be, and I think this is why she's a terrible person to have been platformed and pushed as hard as she was, as somebody who doesn't actually give a shit. Like with the Vosh stuff, Keffels was quite happy to throw Tipster under the bus to save her own skin and then run away and leave him to clean up the mess. It's not something you do when you give a shit about somebody. And again, like the signs were all there. So when you've got like in the future, are you now going to look at kind of like people who are, I don't know, getting that bit of activist clout and kind of like more carefully assess like the damage you could potentially do from like platforming and promoting these people? Because you're not a small voice.
I think that's a really fair criticism. And our mutual friend Jenny has really tried to bitch slap some sense into me lately about being a little bit more critical in how I evaluate people. I think one thing that makes me good at my
Wow, I hope that we roll on Aaron Green soon because I think that that's a really good place to start with being critical of people.
job in politics is I genuinely see the best in people. And I think when you're trying to lead, you reflect that back on people in a way that makes it's constructive for getting things done. But I clearly have a blind spot at the same time. So I think when it comes to the progressive sphere after October 7th, I'm really having a realization that there's a lot of toxic shit that I've just been a part of that is not good for my country. I don't think it's good for your country. And I think we need an honest discussion about this. You can look at my Twitter every day. It's swear to God war. These progressives hate me now. And that's fine because I don't particularly like them either. So I agree with that assessment.
Do you think? Do you think of the accusations that, like, in the most uncharitable way? Because I want to stay slightly neutral for this, like, of this Discord being a pink pilling zone of trying to get vulnerable people who may have like other issues going on and being like, hey, have you considered that you're trans, and then pushing them in that direction? Is a form, like, would you describe that as abusive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
that we need to start picking a different word other than abuse, because we could say that it's like manipulative, we could say that it's like shitty, we could say that it's gross, we could say that it's inappropriate, we could say that it's controlling. I don't like, why does everybody always default de facto to abuse? Like, please guys, maybe this is just a me thing, maybe I'm tired of hearing that word, but like, oh my fucking god, like, please. Oh, trash guys, trash. Make sure to like the stream, guys. Okay, otherwise I'll cry. People were saying Mutahar's video is transphobic. Well, apparently, but I don't know what in the video is transphobic. I've seen people argue that the thumbnail was transphobic, which I disagree with entirely. But I don't know where the video itself is transphobic comes from. I gotta be honest, I'm not quite sure. I'm watching this, so I have trauma based. And that 100K was just proof that it was very traumatic. She was literally making 13K a month in her prime. Yep. What's up, Verena? Yeah, also, I find it incredibly painful that, like, every single topic comes back to, like, Israel. It's like, okay. I heard you the first time. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit, guys. We are pretty close. I don't know. It's like it's political pundit shit where it's like everything has to somehow go back to Israel-Palestine. I don't know. Can I turn their volume up? Yes, I can. Is it quiet? Hang on.
You are opening yourself up.
Hang on.
To civil and criminal
Let me just turn that down a wee bit more.
liability there.
There you go. There you go, bud. Hang on. Sorry, I'm rereading. Malcolm, I have met another you. Same name, same spelling. Oh my god, twinsies. Let's go. What's up, Darren? I love that it's okay to perform these surgeries on intersex people. Totally normal, and none of these people would ever come out. Yeah, it's... Aaron Green blocked me. Based. She had me blocked for a while, and then she unblocked me. I don't know why. Because anytime that I see her shit on my feed, I'm like, didn't you, like, fuck a child?
Don't do that. That's not something, you can't do it ethically. You can listen, like if you're a trans person, you can listen to a child, you can try to relate to a child. I suppose you could try to be a child's friend, but to push them to transition, no, your only message should be.
I think, hear me out, if you're a fucking adult, and you're not like an elementary school teacher, why the fuck are you guys like hanging out and talking to kids? Like, why? What are you guys doing? Honest to God, what is going on? Hello?
Well, you need to go talk to a doctor, like leave that to professionals. That's not appropriate, period.
Okay.
I mean, do you disagree with that? Is there an argument on the other side of that?
That took my question away. What am I?
Sorry, Sally.
No, you're fine. You're doing a great job. I'm listening until I get to my question.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. I think I'm...
Well, here's my other question. It's got to do with Catboy Ranch. When
Sure.
Couples ran that Catboy Ranch
Did she run
Twitter,
it? Did she
yes,
run it?
He was on that that Catboy Ranch Twitter was Keppels.
Okay.
And you saw how that person, which was Keppels, ran that account. They talked highly inappropriate to minors that were interacting
True.
with that account.
So
It's in that video.
I'm not trying to be Weasley. I literally, like when I watch long YouTube videos, I don't watch it the whole time. I listen to it. And if that was in there, I missed it. I will rewatch that and
I
ask
can
you
tell you
about
where
it
it's
later.
at.
Sure.
It'll be in
So
the
for the
last
sake of
order
this
of that video.
conversation, I will just take what you're saying is true.
Yeah, she talked
Um,
very inappropriate to
sure.
minors, and honestly, I think that's the whole reason why she was going after Kiwi Farms, because they already had it logged.
Well, I would say this. I think it is. I think you should not talk to minors in a way that implies anything sexual. I do have to say, so this is one of my issues with Mutahar's video, that if you spend any time in the trans community, it's just an irreverent place. It just is. It's a really incredibly dark sense of humor. We had a friend the other day that was thinking...
Okay, again. Optics, you guys. Again, cringe, lame, horrible, trash, boo, hiss. I totally understand, okay? Whatever. Why are you guys making jokes? Okay, so the joke is like sending somebody who's like 15 a meme about getting boners. What's the fucking joke? What's the joke there? What is the joke in saying that you're gonna like fucking forcefully trans like people's kids and shit? Like, can we just chill for like 1 minute? Like, again, humor is subjective, like blah, 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 whatever. I'm not trying to like moral frog over humor and shit like that, but hello? Why are you making jokes about grooming children? Like, what is the joke, guys?
about committing suicide, and we were joking with her because she transitioned that we would like tell people that she was non-binary if she committed suicide, which is a terrible thing to say, but it's just this like dark humor that pervades the trans community. It's like people that have been to war, right? Like there's
I'm in the commentary community. Dark humor is all throughout it. I get
100%. So I think like one of the things that was ironic watching Mutahar's videos, he's taking all of these comments so seriously, and I'm just like, I hear what you're saying.
Okay, again, where is the joke? What is the joke? The joke is that you guys are like literally joking about like forcefully transing people's kids. Like that's That's not funny to like 99.9999% of people. I don't even think that's funny. Like it's it's just not funny, bro.
Really, you should not talk to minors like that. But this just is the community. And like,
You guys, this is literally dead ass. Like the messages that were sent were like to a 13-year-old, and it was like, "You're a cute little bottom cat boy." That isn't a joke. That's somebody like flirting with a fucking child. That's not a fucking joke, dude. That's not a fucking joke. What?
Yeah,
I'm
but when
46 and I still talk. I talk like this, right?
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, but
Oh
you need
my
to go
God,
watch that
bro,
video because there was
please.
a picture that she tweeted out with a child like under a desk or whatever talking about big dicks.
Okay. Fair enough. I can't defend that. I can't
Like, I
defend
can
it.
understand
Sure.
dark humor. I can definitely understand dark humor. Again, I'm part of the commentary community. These guys are rough,
Yeah.
okay? You know, but at the same time, when it comes to children, I'm not playing.
I completely agree. You should stay away from children if you're an adult. 100% with all of this.
After
And it's-
Brianna was just like, you guys, it's okay to like hang out with kids, but like not say weird things to them. But now it's like you should never talk to kids. Like,
it's not a game. It's I think there is a tendency that pervades a lot of online spaces. Excuse me, I'm a little bit hoarse today. I think there's a tendency with online spaces to really dance past real world issues and to treat it like it's a game. And I have to say, as someone who
okay,
actively
then why are you defending the fucking jokes about like grooming children? Like what?
avoids lawsuits, like I try to live a lawsuit-free lifestyle, it amazes me some of the things people do and say just because it's so actionable. And, you know, doing the stuff with children, it's just a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't know. It's the last quarter of that video. It has to do with the Catboy ranting up and watch it. Just watch it.
I'll go back and watch that again. I was, yeah, 100%.
Because I'm like you. I'll listen to videos first and then I'll watch them because that's what I do. I do react content. So, I mean, I get that, but definitely watch that last half.
Is that
and you'll see
Xylee
the
that's
tweet,
talking?
Not just what he's reading out and it's saying. Just watch it because it made me very angry. I was holding back tears.
I'm gonna actually.
I get
I'm
what
so
you're saying.
traumatized
I
right
guess
now
I'm just
because I
saying,
can't
like,
fucking
you
win a
know,
game
the,
of solitaire.
The trans community is super irreverent, and I think it's really hard to take. I think that you can't take any statement. Like, we all agree on the minors issue, but it's just, you can't take all this stuff deadly seriously. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well then stop making the same fucking joke. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, for some reason, everybody keeps thinking that, like, everybody that is into, like, pink-pilling minors is a fucking pedophile. It's like, okay, then shut the fuck up then. Stop telling the joke. If every single time you tell the joke, somebody's like, pedo, and you're like, oh my god, I'm just joking, it's like, maybe pick a different joke to tell? Perhaps?
Yeah.
Well, but I think like you said, you acknowledge that you're opening yourself to a lawsuit, but it's not really appropriate. But I think the difference
And not a
between-
civil lawsuit. I'm talking about going to jail. Like, that is entirely reasonable to imagine the police coming and charging you with, what would it be, corruption of a minor? I mean, shit, poisoning them, like medical intervention. Jesus, I don't even want to think about it. Like, this is, don't do this. Like don't do that.
It's like the one minor that was taking the DIY. The one minor, their levels didn't even change.
Right.
Well, then something was wrong
But
with something that they learned how to get on the web. You know.
But the point that I was going to make is it's a little bit different. You're saying that the trans community, at least online, just makes these jokes or whatever. But I think the real issue with it is like, okay, I'm in the commentary community. I tell some really fucked up jokes sometimes, right?
Sure.
But I don't interact with minors,
No, I don't either.
right?
Yeah,
That's,
like, it's like not a joke. Like, if you're like, LOL, I'm gonna rob this bank, but I actually have like a fucking gun and a ski mask in my backpack. It's not very funny suddenly. It's suddenly not a joke anymore. Suddenly everybody isn't laughing along with me anymore. They're like, whoa, chill out, dude. Like, you like, please.
that's one of the issues with that is you make jokes like this, you do things like this, and then you're trying to be a safe haven, a lot of them, right? And it's not appropriate.
I think that's fair. I think it's challenging. You know what? I think the kindest thing I would say here is Twitch does have an extremely young audience, right? And I think it's got to be really challenging to be a public figure. Like, I have a member of my family that's a huge Keffels fan. She transitioned, a long time ago. She was underage.
Sad.
And, it's like that just is kind of the people that are going to be reaching out to talk to you. So, like I said, I didn't see this part of the video. I can't assess if it's true or not, but I think it's probably got to be challenging for anyone on Twitch to avoid interacting with minors. That would be my guess.
I have to be so honest with you. It's not. One, don't put horny shit in your Discord. Two, say like 18 plus Discord server or whatever. And then if somebody is found to be over the age or under the age of 18, ban them. If you come across somebody on fucking Twitter and you see in their bio that it says that they're like 14, fucking block them or don't respond to them. Don't interact with them. What do you mean it's difficult to not interact with children? What are you talking about? There is a big difference. Like, to be told, I don't know everybody's age in chat right now. Some of you guys could maybe be like 17, 16. I don't fucking know. Okay. First of all, I'm not fucking hanging out buddy pal with you guys. Second of all, if I found out that there was somebody who was like 15 years old watching my shit, I'd probably just block them. Like, my content is 18 up. It's age restricted, or it should be anyway. I know you just click the button, but you know, whatever. Like, it is really, honest to God, not that hard to not, one, interact with children, and then two, it's not hard to like commingle children and like not safe for work shit. Like, those two things should never be near each other. Like, that's not, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
On Twitter, though?
I talk to people all day long on Twitter. I don't know how old they are.
Ooh.
Okay.
But I also don't
Just
tweet
watch it.
sexual stuff at strangers.
Yeah.
There you go. That's
So-
it. That's
so-
what we're
so-
looking for. Yes.
But these stories
That's
coming
the
out
difference.
of like leftist discords, and like to keep this simple for people who don't know Twitch poll as well. But like you and I both know names of people who have had a wide range of accusations against them of having minors in their discords with no role control. Sometimes actually actively knowing that they're minors, sharing not safe for work art, having sexualized conversations. And this isn't new. This isn't like Catboy Ranch is like unique in this way. But like, so again, like I suppose like one of the things that's being thrown back towards you with like, oh well, Keffels now is somebody who you can say this about, and I know that you've had this thing since October. But it's also that's a lot to overlook, right? Of different discords and communities that have been running for years, seeming to have these inappropriate conversations and relationships with minors. So, and this is, you know, again, why people are going to say, well, are you just going after Keffels because you dislike Keffels at this point? And you dislike Tipster at this point?
I don't think I'm going after Keffels or Tipster here. You're asking me questions. I'm telling you my opinion on it. Okay. You know, it's not really I don't think I've said anything that should make Clara feel attacked today. But you know, as far as this issue, I think Discord servers in the aggregate have a really big problem with lack of moderation. You know, it's like you've got a YouTube star, like they start off, it's essentially a teenager or a young 20-something shooting out of their bedroom with some shitty $20 lights from Amazon, right? And then they're trying to build a Discord community, so they loop some people in to act as moderator roles. You're desperately trying to find good people. They're all volunteers. No one is getting paid. It's not surprising to me in a system like this that the outcome is very, it does not have a lot of oversight for minors. So like it almost feels to me like Discord itself, the product, has a role to play in this. Like it's not engineered in a way to make that safe. Like you're essentially trying to scale communities without any protection there. So I don't think Keffels has.
It's going to be, the responsibility will be on whoever's running the Discord, though. And so that's why the criticism is at Keffels. If you're somebody who has a Discord server, it is your responsibility to separate these things out so that people aren't being made uncomfortable, that people aren't, you know, seeing shit that they don't want to see, making sure that there's like fair moderation in regards to the way that people interact with each other, to make sure that people aren't making, you know, sexual advances on other people, shit like that. That's your responsibility as somebody who like owns a Discord server. Or it's the responsibility of like the moderators of the Discord server. Like it isn't like Discord bad. It's content creators that don't really give a fuck about the way that people engage in their Discord, or they have like very hands-off moderation approaches. And that's kind of an issue in regards to commingling minors and adults in a space that doesn't really have a filter for like not safe for work shit or whatever. Like I it's not, Discord isn't like uniquely evil.
It's a monopoly on any of this.
Okay, well, I'll hand over to Muda.
Well, yeah, Muda just joined us,
Yeah,
so I
I'll
figured
go.
we'll just hand it over to him.
Hello.
I just kind of slipped in. I heard.
No, we had the door wide open.
Yeah, don't worry. I just got home this whole weekend. I'm out in like fucking Pennsylvania and shit, and I just managed to. I got home like I want to say like 30 minutes ago.
Right.
But yeah, so shit's been a wild weekend. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
I can imagine.
so.
I
Dude,
really liked. I enjoyed your video, and I.
I will say, like, I
Yeah.
read through messages that you sent me just
Death
now,
and
and
despair.
I kind of want to talk about like the DIY turkey stuff a little bit.
Sure.
To kind of like correct, or not just like sort of establish more. I would say flesh out what my thinking is.
Go ahead.
I am
yeah.
somebody that is very much a live and let live kind of guy, right?
Sure.
My only problem with any of this kind of stuff is, I talk to 3 medical practitioners primarily, and Dad, my wife. You know, they're all people that will say anything DIY, any type of medication, they don't recommend, right?
Sure. I
That's
don't
the only-
recommend it either. 100%.
And my thing is always, so people kind of look at any video I make with the lens of U.S. politics, which is why I also bring the U.S. as I mentioned. But my view on this is very much from like a Canadian perspective, which isn't perfect, but it's certainly a lot better than some states in the United States for sure. So my thing is, look, as long as something is 100% safe, and I guess one of the things I probably should mention is like gender dysphoria, these things are real, valid, like fucking classifications. Any doctor will say that.
Sure.
I just wish that there was a system, and it's one thing I advocate for, is like, if you want this to be accepted and legal and no issues, then that's the only hurdle to cross. I don't think that until then there should be any form of, or there shouldn't be the other extreme end that should be promoted, right? Like,
Oh my God, no, 100%. Yeah.
like we shouldn't be throwing the toaster oven in the fucking bathwater and like playing Risk. But I do think that there should be some middle ground. There should be some discussion. There should definitely be like a state agency or doctors getting together to do more research on this kind of stuff and coming to a thorough conclusion.
Sure, Mutahar, but this is a minor criticism, right? Like directionally, I don't have a problem with anything you said in the video, and you're right. This is a U.S.-centric point of view that I'm giving to you, but it is swear to God political war on trans children right now. Even legally through gender clinics, there's a massive operation to.
And this is fine if this is something that you want to talk about. Mutahar doesn't talk about this kind of shit. Mutahar does like drama commentary. Like that's like asking Steve-O what he thinks about like what's going on in Ukraine. it's like we're looking for answers in the wrong places. Mutahar isn't going to like talk about this shit. The extent of his kind of engagement is like, yeah, I think that people should be allowed to transition if they want to. And that's pretty much it. Like what else are we hoping to get out of this? Because if you want Mutahar to make a video essay about how trans people are losing the right to medically transition or whatever, that's not going to happen. I don't know what we're trying to get.
Shut all of that down. And I want to be really clear. Like, I don't think the system is working very well. I think it needs to be overhauled. I think the safeguards that are in place are not functioning very well. I was really astonished with one study that showed only 79% of people going to gender clinics and getting HRT meet the WPATH standard, which blew my mind. So, like, it's clear something's got to change. But I just felt like there's this context in your video that you're criticizing DIY. And I think from the trans community's point of view, it's like, the Democratic Party is not making like trans healthcare access a really big priority, right? It's under attack by the Republicans. So I think trans people are going, you know what? Legal help to get all this stuff is not here. We're going to have to turn to illegal stuff. And that's just the context I thought was missing from your video, which I think is a pretty nuanced like criticism.
I mean, look, I can see that angle of it for sure. It's just, honestly, it is tough from any perspective to like sort of bring the DIY. It's hard to like, I guess, sort of watch that for, because here, look, the reason why this video also took really long to make is I've kind of been like, I've been focus testing with the people in my life, friends, family, whatever. And I brought up this idea and it's always, sort of brought fear, especially amongst like, new parents and everything too.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, like, how do you bring this kind of topic up and how do you introduce it? Like, and then you get into other extrapolations, like, hey, if we allow this, what about tattoos, drugs, whatever? Like, it's such a massive like minefield. So it's like, for me, and look, the trans people that I talked to before making this video, one of them was Cherry, who, I used some of her messages in it. The whole discussion was, look, when you're under the age of like 18 or something, right? When you're like fucking, I guess, a kid, you eventually go through a change in your body that can't be reversed. And if you never wanted to have that change to begin with, well, now you're just fucking stuck in some way. So it is such a minefield quagmire thing that trying to have a healthy discussion about it, which is not, again, the central focus point of it. My whole focus point was, hey, listen, if you're going to get on Discord and start introducing this kind of stuff, I really feel like parents, governmental agencies, every party should be involved. And look, I know the 100%. World's perfect, right? Like, if you brought this stuff up to like a family in like, conservative land who they would never even want to hear the LGBT stuff coming out of their kids. That's a risky subject, but it's still not something, it's such a it's such a weird situation. And every single aspect of talking about this involves so many different parties that I don't know. I never.
I fully agree with you. And let's be really clear. For a lot of trans activists, their message to those parents with good faith questions is shut the fuck up, right? That's not a political answer. We've tried to do that for a long time, and parents don't like that. It's really normal for parents to have questions like, is this a phase that my child is going to grow out of? What are the effects of this going to be? And I think the trans community's tendency to frame this like you either give your child HRT and let them transition or they're going to commit suicide. Well, that's not, it's a lot more complicated than that. So I want a far more sophisticated public policy conversation with every single part of this. And the extremes on both sides are making it absolutely impossible. Go look at my Twitter. Like yesterday, I had TERFs screaming at me all day and trans activists screaming at me all day for saying, I think we should talk about gender neutral bathrooms less and universal healthcare more. So
who the fuck even talks about gender neutral bathrooms anymore? Does anybody really give a fuck about gender neutral bathrooms anymore? Truthfully? When was the last time anybody ever was like gender neutral bathrooms? What? You know who cares a lot about gender neutral bathrooms? Gender critical people and TERFs, because they don't want trans people in the normal people bathrooms. They want them to go to their freak bathrooms.
So I hear what you're saying there. It's just, this is a political reality that there are a lot of really desperate trans kids out there. They're going, oh my God, if I don't get HRT, I am not going to be able to pass and my life is going to be much harder. That is a very, very reasonable fear. And in the same way we need to have an answer for parents, I think we need an answer for those kids, and it's going to be a lot of work.
I think that's something everyone can agree on, and I'm glad that we brought up the extremes on every angle, because it makes talking about such a contentious issue that much more difficult. I think like one of the things I said was like, hey, listen, a lot of the arguments, especially when it came around like sports stuff, right? Like we're taking a fringe issue out of a fringe issue, and we're bringing that into the center table. Like no one's going to win in that department, right? Like, so I don't know. There's a lot of things that I guess I don't know. That's where my mind sort of stands. That's where I come out into. And you know, I think the weird part is like any form of, I guess, discussion about this. It's like if you're not 100% with the most extreme left or right end, it's like you either get painted as like an extreme transphobe and whatnot. Like, look, here's my personal belief, right? I read today that I said I have traditional beliefs, so people thought that I was like a fucking really crap, super conservative guy. My traditional beliefs are, me and my wife, we grew up, you know, with a traditional family. We have like gender norms and whatnot. Like we have roles and shit. That's my traditional stuff, you know.
Sure.
I'm the fucking breadwinner for the family. You know, she works too, but you know, we have a mom dad kind of role thing going on, and that's how we were raised. We turned out fine, so we try to emulate what worked out fine for us. And then today I also read, like, she said that, because she's very much, like, obviously a medical practitioner, she's like, I'm not going to support that Otokonoko Pharmaceuticals, like,
no, of course not. Of course you shouldn't support that. Of course not.
I prefer other forms of therapy, and I was reading on, like, this insane Reddit board. It's like, fucking, does she promote conversion therapy? And it's insane, because, like, she's from the state of California. That shit has been outlawed since fucking 2013. So that is very much not in our thing. And even in our family, right? Like we have, you know, gay people in our family that would be very much against that. So it's one of those things where it's like,
this is what's so hard about the conversation right now is it is impossible for anyone to have a moderate position on anything trans. You know, I'm 46. I am old enough to remember that when you transitioned, these were the steps. You had to go to a therapist and get 3 months of therapy. If they decided you met the DSM criteria, then you could start on hormones. Right. Then if you got on hormones with a therapist letter, by the way, and then you went and lived for a year in the gender you identified with, then you could go get 2 letters from 2 other psychologists and a psychiatrist that would show that you're mentally fit, and then at that point you could go get GRS, which is gender change surgery, right? That was a radical thing within my lifetime. I'm talking about the 90s, right? And today that system has changed a lot where you can literally skip all that therapy, go to Planned Parenthood and get HRT with what they call informed consent. There are really good arguments for informed consent, but there are also really good arguments for the way it used to be. And the problem is it's so heightened emotionally on both sides. We can't have a public policy discussion in the middle based on science.
The public policy decision is you should be free to get whatever form of treatment you think is going to work for you. Okay? I don't want the government telling me that I can't do like fucking gamma knife radiation. I don't want the government fucking telling me that I can't do EMDR. I don't want the fucking government telling me that I can't do electroconvulsive therapy if I fucking want to. The public policy discussion is quite simply, what I do in regards to my healthcare is my choice. And if I want to zap my brain until I feel better, it is my God-given fucking American right to do so. Okay? The same way it is your God-given American right to not inject yourself with hormones. Okay? Like, that's the policy discussion. Like, the policy, it's not like a government policy. Like, what people want is the government to leave healthcare alone, especially for adults, okay? Especially for adults. Leave it alone. Even with kids, you can say that this is something that has to be, you know, done through a very specific, like, set of criteria or whatever. And then this is a question for, like, you, your kid, your provider, and your kid's therapist. And then that's pretty much the extent of it, right? Or we could say, you know, like, legally, we're not going to allow government funds to go towards this or whatever. Like, that's a totally different discussion. Like, the policy discussion is literally just like, fuck off away from people's healthcare decisions. I don't want the government telling me that I have to die a slow and painful death because I can't get like death with dignity, in the same way that I don't want the government telling me what I can and cannot do in regards to my mental health treatment. Like that is the fucking that's it.
To come to better outcomes for all involved. This discussion is serving no one. The trans community is losing rights at a blistering rate. It has gotten better and better and better since Christine Jorgensen in the 60s. And just in the last decades, it's just like an iceberg evaporating into the ocean. All these rights in the entire system. Yeah.
I want to know how both of these positions can be true at the same time. And I'm very interested in this because this is something that I hear people like regurgitate a lot. Specifically on the left. And this is a really, really interesting question that I would like an answer to. So if anybody has any thoughts, please feel free to share them, okay? How is it simultaneously that it has never been easier for you to walk into a Planned Parenthood, say, I'm trans, and they say, congratulations, and they inject you with hormones on the spot, they chop your tits off, sew a dick onto you, slap you on the ass, and say, have a great day. But this is also the most regressive and horrible time for trans people, and we don't have any rights, and we're literally on our way to the gulag right now. Like, please, someone call 911. Like, how are these two positions true? How can we say that this is like the hardest time for trans people ever to exist? All of our shit's getting taken away. Everything is awful. It's so hard to get medical access and medical care. But at the same time, I can walk into Planned Parenthood and they'll chop my tits off that day. How are those two things true at the same time? Also, biceps and bikinis. Thank you so much, King, for the gifted memberships. I appreciate it so much. Oh my God, Rigby, you finally got one, bro. Rigby.
Is this
Rigby,
Calvin
King.
Garrar? Who is he?
Finally, your day has come, bud. Your day has come, bud. Oh my god. You've waited so long for this.
Who is he?
Feel free, you guys, to go ahead and play with those emotes, okay? Check out those sick new emotes that you have to play with in chat. Look at how cool those are. Look at how fun those are, you guys. Go ahead. Have fun. Enjoy your time. Yay, thank you. Oh, Crimson Ender, you're gonna give me cancer. What do you mean it's fascism, bro? What do you think fascism is, bro? But truthfully, I want an answer to this question. If we're at this alarmist state of rhetoric where trans rights are being ripped from our cold, dead hands, but if you go to the right Planned Parenthood, they'll give you a sex change on the spot. Immediately, ASAP Rocky. How are these two things true at once? Answer, they're not.
Can I ask you a question? So you've been a supporter of Keffels for a very long time. I've seen you supporting her entire career.
Sure.
How come you haven't noticed the lies, the manipulation, the gaslighting? How come you haven't noticed this stuff on your end?
I don't want to, I didn't want to come on stream today and start a public beef with Keffel. She's dealing with enough with this video that's coming out. I think she should answer Mutahar your video. She should hit it head on, address those criticisms. I will say that I see
I'm not
people.
growing a video, I'm growing a game. My bad.
My thing with her, my thing with any criticism to my video, before
Oh my goodness, you guys are being so generous today. Thank you, Jenny, for the 5 gifted subs. You guys are being so generous.
Calvin Garrar?
Oh, thank you
Who is
kindly.
he?
Thank you kindly. Let's go, little nerds. Let's go.
Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, well, the UK is, we don't like the British people,
Who is
so
this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
don't come in here and talk to me about British politics, okay?
Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
Oh, I see what you're saying, Crimson Ender. It's the whole quote, our enemy is
this
weak, but also very
Calvin
strong.
Garrar? Who is he?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Thank you for clarifying. Thank you. Yeah. Listen, I don't live where you guys eat like fucking beans and tomatoes and shit for breakfast, okay? I could never. I would never, okay? This is land of the free, home of the brave, okay? Keep all that shit away from me.
Before I like even get into it, like, I don't really foresee any logical response you could make to counter any of the points I made in the video, because a lot of it, like, this required so much research. It is, I didn't make this video to make somebody look bad. It's just what they've done is actually terrible behavior.
Sure.
I do believe the only salient response that she can provide and give is to probably refund that money or put it towards actual transgender causes, because one of the points in the video was like, hey, listen, this is already a community that lives in poverty. I mean, I have seen people who have been in the LGBT community who gets kicked out of their homes. They're effectively homeless, right? And, you know, if you live in like a city like Toronto, right, which is like fucking LA, New York levels of prices, these are people that effectively go homeless because of, you know, whatever that they've been born with, right? Like, and people can have a discussion or whatever all the time about what is valid and what isn't, but like, this is a community that is already like fucking living, a lot of people live in abject poverty. You know, most people, you know, in this community, look, you either find like some of the richest, most educated gay people, like, that are making good money, right? Like my brother-in-law works for a fucking good firm, educated from a great place. One extreme end or the other. There's never like an in-between. Families are like, either they can set you for success or they can fucking ruin you, right? You get kicked out of your house at 16, not a lot of options. So in that community, that needs to be reimbursed for them, right? That's, or at least some form of transparency. And the other thing is, it's like, what the behavior that she has showcased is exactly the kind of behavior you hear about on fucking Twitter. I guess a lot of these right-wing circles about like, hey, groomer behavior. So that needs to be fucking rectified. That needs to be like properly discussed, because it makes the whole community look so.
I know, dude. I need to get a soundboard that just has different air horns on it. You're right. I do need to do that. You're right.
So bad. And the people that I've talked to, look, most of them just want to live.
But yeah, that's my issue.
No.
Why isn't there self-policing in this community? Like,
I completely agree.
Brianna Wu, like, you've seen all this stuff firsthand. I'm not understanding why it takes Mutahar to go and make the video. Mutahar's not watching every Kevel stream, not paying attention.
Will,
Hold on, I gotta- I
real
have
quick,
to
the
push
stream
back on
died.
this.
Real quick, the stream died, just so you know. Sorry.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
No.
Be back in a minute.
We're good.
Okay, I have to push back on that because I do know Keffels. I don't think she sits there and actively thinks she's better than everyone. And in fact, I think a lot of people really misunderstand
I don't know
Keffels.
about that.
I genuinely do. Keffels is traumatized from the things that have happened to her in the last few years. She's not faking that, okay?
But it's hard to believe
Hold
that.
on.
You guys are going crazy. Magical, thank you for the
Who is
extra
this
5 gifted.
Calvin
Oh my
Garrar?
goodness.
Who is he?
And Ciderman gifting a sub on Twitch. You guys are being so generous today. Thank you guys. Oh my goodness. Let's get some air horns going. Thank you so
Who
much.
is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
You guys are being so generous today. Thank you guys.
Who
Thank you
is
guys.
this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
How kind. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless, bless, bless.
Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he? Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
Hell yeah, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate you all greatly. You guys are being so generous today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to finish my thought. And
Oh God.
it causes her to make decisions
Keemstar,
that
chill.
a lot of people around her are encouraging her to make different decisions. Okay, and I'm going to be honest. I see a lot of
He
myself in
potentially
couples.
stole a lot of money.
let me
Come
hold
on. He potentially stole a lot of money.
Please.
When I think I was 22, I found myself in rehab in the exact same way Keffels did, poly addiction. I was a mess. And I think all the time, like, what if in that period of my life, like social media had been around or I'd been a YouTube star? Holy crap. I mean, I'm not justifying everything that she's done. I'm saying it is context. She's not lying about being like traumatized by what happened with the police showing up to her house. That really hurt her.
No, but she is lying about the money. And that's
all
a really
anybody
big
cares
deal.
about.
And she did lie about the cops.
No,
she lied about certain aspects of the
Here's the
cops.
thing. I definitely can agree. This is where I'm like push back here. I've said this. She's probably on drugs, right? Like whatever fucking coke, meth, benzos, whatever the hell it is. I can understand somebody being addicted to drugs and being in a really dark place, right?
Sure.
And there have been places where I've been that have not been the best. Okay, over the last 10 years, there have been periods in my life where I've had severe downs. But
Sure.
that I never can think is an actual excuse for financial mismanagement of this degree. And again, even if somebody is going through a lot of drug stuff too, that doesn't excuse terrible behavior, interaction, and outright lying about interacting with certain communities.
Yep.
You know, running some of these Discord servers. Like people have said that mischaracterizations. Anybody that hasn't watched my video said like, hey, listen, the way that you portrayed her as like groom. I never said she was groom. I said her interactions with a minor using the Catboy Ranch Discord server, Twitter account, or whatever. Those were signs. Those were not good things to do. Any other person in that situation would be fucking thrown under the bus.
Yes.
And these are things that are ultimately net negatives. These are things that shouldn't have happened. Yes, people can go through terrible, rough times, but we've got to look past a lot of the rough times that she's had, because there is no salient excuse for some of the serious financial mismanagement and of course some of the outright like lies and mischaracterizations and the way she's acted in general over the last 2-3 years.
So I want to respond to that. Hold on.
Just one line. You basically said, Brianna, she was in a dark place. That's what you said, but go ahead.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, Mutahar. I think what you're saying is dead on and it's fair. I think there are two roles here. You are critiquing Keffels, the public figure, and her public actions about what she did with public money. God bless. Like your video had some very salient criticisms. I think I really welcome that kind of scrutiny being brought to this stuff, and I think it was entirely appropriate. What I would ask y'all to understand is I've been on Keffels' stream once. Like 90% of my interactions with her are as a friend of someone who has gone through something kind of similar, and that's my dynamic with her. So does that make sense to you? It's just I feel like I have a different role.
I mean,
Was
nobody
she traumatized
cares.
when she talked to the kids like she did on Twitter?
We've already talked
Was she
about that.
traumatized? Yeah, but was she traumatized then? Because that happened before the cops.
We've already talked about this. I don't defend that.
I listen, I understand what you're saying, that you had like tough times too, and I'm glad you got through them. But if you made a decision like Keffels had made to basically scam $100,000 on GoFundMe, like you're talking, this is a person who says they're in danger and they bought IRL streaming equipment to go to a place where Kiwi Farms had a bomb threat. Sure. Like, this is like beyond, like you have to understand.
And the other thing is too, sorry Nick to cut you off, if you are under risk, right, and you feel that your life is in danger, going to places like Twitch San Diego and putting the lives of other people in danger is also never a good thing to do. I mean, this is somebody who at the time was, I guess, one of the most polarizing figures.
True, that is so true. If she's super worried that she's going to get like assassinated in real life, it's not a good idea to go and be around other people then. Like, I think if somebody had like a hit out on me, I don't think that I'd be like walking around with my like fucking most cherished people or like going to the mall or whatever. And I'm like, damn, I hope that they don't like get me here. Like, good luck, everybody. That's a good point. Good point. What a good point.
Like a massive event where, you know, I guess bad things could have happened. That is not like that. These are exact signs of somebody that knows they're in a far better situation than they're letting on in the public sphere.
She has a whole career of lying, and just manipulating her audience over and over and over again. I mean, you can't support someone like that.
You're not wrong, but what I think about is all the mistakes I made during Gamergate. And, you know, it has taken me a long time to come back and basically fix my reputation from that. I was traumatized. The death threats did get to me. I made decision after decision after decision that was incredibly stupid. And I can see that now because I'm past that trauma and I worked with a therapist to get past it. I know what it's like to be in the middle of that and to make bad decisions. So again, look, your criticism is fair. It's just, I personally have a different assessment based on my own experiences that give me a little bit more compassion for decision making that I think we would both agree is very bad.
I just wish you made the video on Keffels. I wish you exposed Keffels, not me though. I do. I wish that your own community policed itself. Sure. That's what I wish to happen.
I mean, I'm more frustrated with the lack of acknowledgement. This is not personal to you, Brianna. But it's more or less just this. The trans community just can't take a W on this. We have to have discourse over a thumbnail. We have to talk about who drew the thumbnail. We have to talk about legislation. I understand the legislation problem. Don't get me wrong. It's you go on a Twitch panel, you can't escape it. It's one of the main subject matters that I see discussed on stuff like this. But I feel like it's not a prerequisite when you're in a situation as bad as this to just openly critique. Because obviously your stance on DIY hormones is different than mine and different than Mutahar's, but I don't think we disagree.
Is it different? What is the difference between our positions? I don't hear any difference.
Are you for DIY hormones for
No,
at all?
of course I'm not. I think I've said this. It's very bad.
That's my mistake.
Okay, let me say this really explicitly because I don't want anyone to misunderstand this. I don't support minors taking DIY hormones, but exactly the same way that women have back alley abortions, minors are going to take DIY hormones if we don't build a system. If you're serious about stopping minors from taking DIY hormones, you've got to give them a healthcare system.
I wonder if she's in favor of legalizing all drugs then. Because people are just going to do it anyway. People are just going to, buy, like, shitty contaminated meth and stuff. Why don't we just make everything legal then? People are gonna do it anyway. Like, why? Like, this is just like the ultimate, like, hands off, like, fuck you, I don't actually have a position argument, because it's like people are gonna do it anyway. It's like, okay, well, there still needs to be like some kind of net or like preventative measure. You can't just like throw your hands up at every single thing and be like, well, they're gonna do it anyway, so like. And listen, guys, again, it's a free country. If you guys want to blow shit up your nose and do whatever, more power to you. I don't give a fuck, okay? But there's a significant line that is crossed when you involve children in this. Like, feel how you want about drugs. Everybody feels differently about them, whatever. I think that everybody would see a big moral distinction between somebody, like, who uses drugs and likes getting high or whatever, and then somebody who, like, will provide drugs to children. These are, like, two totally different fucking things. Like,
that will deliver for them. I'm talking about outcomes. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. And I understand what you're saying, but I'm telling you, like, it makes, like, people can't condemn what is obviously bad. That discourse is not allowed to happen in this community. We have to look past that, and that just makes the community look worse as a whole.
This is a problem with progressivism. It's not just trans people. There's no self-correcting mechanism in the progressive space, which is why you've got these nut jobs praising Hamas and pretending that the October 7th rapes.
Oh my God, can we stay on topic?
It's just getting crazier and crazier, and it's not even about any public policy anymore. So I share your assessment. Like, where's the self-policing from the community? It's a huge problem. It's got to change. It's causing us to become the left-wing version of Gamergate, and you just can't. I can't look the other way on this anymore.
I gotta go, but here's my final statement on this. This isn't a trans issue. This whole thing, Keffels, has nothing to do with trans, right? It's literally a content creator, like all of us who are content creators, who lied, who manipulated, and who potentially stole thousands of dollars from their fans, right? That's the story here. And every pushback tries to turn it into, oh, this is transphobic and this and that. Like, every response to this is pure manipulation. People from your community, Brianna Wu, need to stand up for facts and truth and get rid of the bad actors, because it makes the whole group look bad, especially when they're defending, the thumbnail's transphobic and stuff like that, stuff that no one will agree with. No one can look at that thumbnail and be like, oh yeah, Muta is being transphobic. No one's coming to that conclusion. It makes everyone looking bad. She is toxic, and everyone needs to run for the hills. Supporting her means going down the toilet with her.
Based and true.
Just a quick thing. Sorry, just
say something real quick.
Please.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tyler.
All right, I want to say this, and I'm gonna okay. Listen, I understand you saying that she has trauma, but I can't get past that, because I feel like you're giving her the pass and the excuse for what she's done by saying that. That's literally what it feels like.
What am I specifically excusing today? I've acknowledged a ton of things that have been mistakes. I'm saying, for me personally, Brianna Wu, the individual, I have an assessment, and it gives me some compassion for it. I said Muta's video is entirely fair. I said she needed to answer it. I said any number of criticisms here are fair. So what am I defending other than saying I personally have experience that gives me some compassion for this?
I'm going to be honest. She doesn't deserve any compassion.
She said it, not me.
She doesn't deserve any compassion, because that's given her a pass. She needs to answer for what she did, every little bit of it.
To be fair, guys, compassion is good. Okay, we should be compassionate. We should have empathy. We should care for our fellow man and woman and everything in between. Okay, we should care about other people. That's an important virtue to live by. However, there is a certain kind of person, and Keffels happens to be this kind of person, where charity and goodwill are used as deflectionary tools to hide from criticism and accountability. And at that point, it's time to stop giving charity. Okay? Like, it doesn't make you unempathetic, and it doesn't make you a bad person for understanding that sometimes people will weaponize that against you. I think that I've talked about this on stream before. I had a friend that was a recovering addict, and she had a baby, and her boyfriend at the time, who was the father, they had kind of like a tumultuous relationship. I think for a little bit there they broke up, and so she was kind of having a hard time, and all of us were kind of like, oh yeah, like, you want to go out and eat? That's cool. I'll buy you lunch or whatever. Hey, you need some money or whatever for diapers or baby formula? Yeah, dude, like, I got you. Like, no worries at all. It came out that she was using the whole time, and none of us knew. We didn't know. We thought that, she was spending all this money and stuff on stuff for the baby. She was not. She was buying drugs with it. That does not X out like the principle or the virtue that I have about like helping out my friends. I just know that for that friend in particular, money, well, she's not a friend anymore, unfortunately. Money is not something that I would ever give to her. I would take her out to eat or do something like that, but I wouldn't give her money anymore. But that doesn't nullify that virtue of like giving and caring and taking care of and supporting your friends when they need you, because I think that's something that's important to me. But that boundary, understanding that that friend will take advantage of that kindness to satiate, their addiction, that's something that I won't do. So I can be empathetic, I can be virtuous, I can be kind, I can offer empathy, I can offer understanding, I can offer patience. But for people that will take that and twist it into a way to deflect and avoid accountability and kind of hide in this gray area of like, people are attacking me, therefore I don't need to answer for these criticisms, you need to let that go. That needs to dissipate. That is where your goodwill is being used as either a shield or a weapon. And in both cases, neither are really appropriate. It doesn't really matter. It's not really a question of empathy. It's a question of like, can I be empathetic? Yes. Can I understand? Yes. Does that mean that we're going to give a free pass or we're going to give more wiggle room that we normally wouldn't give to other people? No, of course not. If anything, I'm going to hold the rope tighter because I know that you're going to take advantage of that. I don't understand this rhetoric at all. Okay.
I think Keffels needs to take a long step away from public life. I did this after Gamergate. I got my head on straight, and I think as long as she's in the public eye, I think it's just going to keep getting worse. So I think the kindest thing she could do for herself is to take a long break.
Okay, so this is one of the things that there are so many fucking warning signs with people like Keffels, and it's not just Keffels. I remember at the time there was this like big conversation of, well, and it's in the video, I use myself as a lightning rod, and I think that is fucking bollocks. Like, Keffels used her community not as like, she wasn't a shield for it, she used it as a sword, and like members of her own community were getting doxxed, were getting like put on blast, whether it's Twitter, Kiwi Farms, whatever, because she was encouraging them to put themselves at risk. And I know when it's like, well, Keffels is going through trauma, but isn't there I feel like there's almost a wider conversation there with the fact that, people weaponize their communities and are calling it activism. It's not fucking activism. It's just bludgeoning people that they dislike. That's what the whole ratioing thing was in the first place. And like, not to mention, like, the way Keffels acted towards that community. Like, I remember the fucking ban trials, because she used a bot to mass ban everyone, and then people had to plead in the messages to get back in, and then like that got turned into content. And when you see creators do that and they get past, like Hassan and everything else, it just seems like there's this double standard when you label yourself an activist, which is incredibly frustrating to watch happen.
Well, it's not invisible. I watched Denim say, we're going to be talking about a thumbnail today because I don't think it's worth critiquing someone.
The reason she did that was because she absolutely hated me on the Israel-Palestine thing. That's why. She was like already biased.
She literally came out and straight up said, I will not be covering this because I don't think it's valuable to criticize a leftist content creator. It's out loud.
Hey, listen, crazy. What does Keffels do when she gets any kind of criticism? She'll fire up a stream on how she was raped or something. That's what she's going to end up doing.
Bro, chill.
That's what she's going to end up doing.
Oh, God, I disavow.
Pocket, but she did kind of do that to Xander Hall. That clip is crazy, dude. That clip was fucking crazy. What was the quote? Like, I have to relive this because Xander Hall retweeted someone. Like, I don't know. That was a little wild. Keep in mind, this is around the time when Xander Hall got the screenshots that she was talking about how she just loves doxing people in private.
So here's a really honest question. I feel like I've gotten to know a lot of content creators over the last 2 years, and to some extent, everyone here is mentally damaged, right? Like it's amazing to me.
True, we all have brain damage. Base, yes.
True. Because it does take a toll. The drama cycles take a toll. Getting screamed at all the time takes a toll. So, I mean, what is like the ethical way to do this? To have kindness for someone that's going through something difficult, but is making bad decisions, but also...
It's not about making bad decisions. It's about like actively being malicious within that. Like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up. I think that it's a pretty high bar that we have cleared here, where the fuck up was stealing $100,000 and having like a weird fucking groomer Discord. Okay, like that's a pretty big fuck up. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, he was just having a trauma response. He didn't mean to steal $100,000, guys. Aw, it's not a question of that.
They'll hold people accountable, because it feels like we're going to those extremes there, right? Like we're either looking the other way.
It has to be victims. Well, I think that there are in this case. I think
who is the victim? Who is the victim?
$100,000 of money.
I'm a victim. Me? Yeah. I'm a victim.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not just you. It's every single trans person who has to make a GoFundMe in the future. And people go, well, where's my money going this time? I thought this was going to someone whose life was in danger, and they spent it on fucking a GoPro.
I think it's a little. I hear what you're saying. I think the long-term answer for trans healthcare cannot be GoFundMe. So I think
but it is right now. That's the current state of things.
I think that's
it survives off of goodwill.
Yeah.
I think it's more than just money. It's the perception of a community that you claim to advocate for. Look, I'll say this from right now, okay? Like fucking people like Osama bin Laden, right? Like they're fucking bad Muslims. We all can agree, right? But they were just fucking terrible people to begin with. I think activists like Muslims that ultimately harm I think anybody that advocates, right, versus just being shitty is bad enough. Because an advocate or somebody that tries to make your community look better, but inadvertently keeps falling into the same traps that makes you look worse than ever before, is ultimately even more of a harm than an actual piece of shit to begin with, right? That's my problem with like Kettles. Yes, I have empathy for drug abuse. Don't get me wrong, I do. And I feel like a lot of your empathy comes from the fact that you were more friendly with her at some point. That is what I'm hearing. But I think that just because we're friends with people, I think that honestly, that as hard as it sounds and as painful as it is, the people that were once friends should be the hardest, right? Like Mama Max, for instance, I made a big fuck up trusting that guy. That's why I went even harder in policing that and trying to get that situation resolved or try to resolve it in the best possible way. Because you're in a situation where you're more connected to this than I'm ever going to be connected or anybody else in this call. And yeah, you can't have empathy. Look, she's going, and I don't wish ill will on anybody. Okay, I do, however, wish that she ends up paying back that money, or she ends up in some capacity paying back the people that she has set back, in the grand scheme of things, right? Because the core end of that video was most trans people just want to fucking live. You've inadvertently made their life harder than any other controlled or any opposition. That's the real fucking problem here, right? And it shouldn't take somebody from outside that community who has an autistic, fucking. Once you have a topic on your dartboard, you're finishing it 100%. There's a reason. This Kettles thing was in my head for fucking months. I had to finish it. That was literally a fucking writer's block until I finished it. Part of me, people say, man, you must have gotten the bag off of transphobia. Fuck no, I have a job outside. Trust me, the money that I made.
You probably made more money off the PlayStation video the next day than you did.
Exactly, 100%. You're fucking joking there, to be honest. So. For me, this isn't the idea of that. For me, it's the idea of actual salient justice, right? And I think it pains me from a personal level to see a group of people that have such high hopes, that want to be recognized, that just want to live their life, who have to constantly fucking feel like shit because there's an activist in their camp that just keeps setting the fucking clock back.
Okay, I've got a hard question for you, Mutahar. This is a really tough question. Okay, you think Kettles is a bad activist? Who are the good activists in the trans community that you can point to? People above board, doing good work, not being...
Ooh, good activists. Good activist. That's a good question. No, I wouldn't say Naomi. Naomi does that weird breastfeeding shit. That's an optical sewer slide. Not that she's doing anything bad. Just optically, that doesn't land well at all with anybody. Fuck. I'm trying to think. Jake Gaff comes to mind. Gavin Grimm comes to mind. Christy Miller comes to mind. What the fuck is her name? Zoe Zephyr. I'm not horribly familiar with her politics. That's somebody who's, a state representative or whatever. I want to say Aaron Reed, but I feel like I saw something lately that there was some drama with that, and I don't know anything about that. So cautiously, Aaron Reed. Mac Beggs comes to mind. And I think that the reality is that a lot of people that do well politically, or people that are good examples of trans activists or people in the media that do well, shit like that, are people that stumble across it accidentally. Gavin Grimm just literally wanted to go to the fucking bathroom. What's that? Oh. Mac Beggs just literally wanted to play wrestling. He just wanted to wrestle. Hang on one second. No, that's fine. I think the problem is that too many people aspire to be activists, and those are usually the people that you don't want to be activists. Usually people that are the best at political advocacy are people that find themselves in situation because they genuinely care about a cause, and they're like, oh shit, I'm doing the thing. Kind of unintentionally. Every single person that I can think of. Who's the other guy? His name is, I'm not gonna be able to remember his name. Liam... What's the... oh, God. What is his name? Oh, Liam Papworth. That was another guy that I'm thinking of. And then there's one more. I can't remember that guy's name. There's two guys that are in the Air Force that are trans, that are active service duty, and they kind of stumbled into activism. Gavin Grimm, Mac Beggs, yeah, I think that it's pure happenstance. Those are usually the best people that are advocates because they're not seeking something out. Unfortunately, the activist cause lends a lot of credence to people that are in it for the wrong reasons, because they want the clout that comes with it. They don't actually have good intentions going into it. They just want the recognition for whatever it is. I think the people that just kind of want to live their lives and get involved in doing shit. Like those are usually the people that I would look to say that are like the best activists. You know what I mean? Ethel Thruston, based, true. Who of us hasn't committed fraud? Good question. True. Hang on. Where was I? I know, we should ask Ryle what he thinks about all this. Very true. Yeah, Gavin Graham, Aaron Reed. Wait, what do you mean? Breastfeeding is fine for trans women without lactate. Like, it's fine for them to do, but it's optical suicide because everybody's like, oh my god, like they're horny from breastfeeding the child. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, you don't need to post about it on TikTok 24/7, 365. That kind of rubs people the wrong way. Laverne Cox is another one, I think. Yeah. Me, I'm a good activist. Okay, based. Chelsea Manning is a queen. We love our whistleblowers. Laith Ashley is kind of nah. That's just a personal thing, I guess. Because there's not a great activist, people should just settle for shitty ones, holding people to a higher standard. No, I think because the problem is that, like I said, a lot of people get into it for the wrong reasons. Like, when I think about people who are activists, the people that are genuinely some of the best activists are people that just, like, find themselves doing it, not people that seek it out. So, if I think of all of the people who I think are terrible activists, and I'll use everybody's favorite right now, Jessica Yaniv. Jessica Yaniv wanted to be an activist. Keffels wanted to be an activist. When I think in my head of all the people that are like bad examples of political activists, it's people that seek it out because they want the clout, not because they want positive results, not because, you know, they want to change the world or they want to make things better for other people. It's because they want the clout and the attention of being somebody who is, you know, influential or whatever. Like, the people that I think are the best activists are people that just kind of like spontaneously are like, hey, this sucks, I want to fix this, and they just kind of do it. That's really what I'm thinking of right now. That Liam guy, Liam, what did I just say his name was? It was Liam. Fuck, I just read it. I literally just read it, you guys. Where did that go? Oh, Liam Papworth Rodriguez. Yeah, like, that guy's based. Anyone know any good British trans activists? Jake Gaff is good, and his wife, Hannah. I don't know if this guy is, like, technically an activist, but, Invincible. He's the dude who's like 65 and he got bottom surgery. He's like a pretty big political activist. He was on the show on the United Kingdom where they like rate your naked body or something like that. I don't know what British TV is about. That guy's pretty cool. I don't know a ton about like British shit, but Jake Gaff is coming to mind. I know that he's pretty goated as well. But yeah, I think that organically is where you will find like the best activists. And I think that you're right that Brianna's looking for people that have like a Twitter or like a big following or like a big YouTube star. But like when I think of an activist, that's not really what I think about. I think about people that like get shit done. And people that get shit done, the best people to do that are people that organically get shit done. Okay? Those are the best people to do that because they actually care. They're not interested in like the clout that comes with it. Lou Sullivan. Yeah, Lou Sullivan is another. Well, he's dead. I'm thinking contemporarily, but yes, Lou Sullivan would be a really good example of that. Okay, yeah, if you don't see the community meeting, I'm viewing USS. Oh, got me there. Ryle is our best trans activist. True. I've never wanted to be an activist. I just want healthcare, so my friend and I started doing expand the local trans care. Yeah, like shit like that is usually what a lot of that is derived from, is like a genuine desire to want to change things, not necessarily like get the attention for it. And the road to hell is paved with good intentions, you guys, if we know anything to be true. Naked Attraction, that's the one I'm thinking of. Jamie Dodger is another good one. You're right, Jamie Dodger is good. Oh yeah, Schuler Bylar. I don't know how to say that guy's name, but yes, that guy's goated as well. I'm a trans woman and I can't blame one trans woman activist I'm subscribed to. Too annoying. Okay, based. True, let's go. Only trans men. Yes, trans man supremacy. Yes. Chaz Bono, yeah. But Chaz Bono is like an actor. I don't really consider Chaz Bono to be like an activist. I'm thinking of people that like actually get like shit done, I guess. If that makes sense. That's such a surface level statement, but you know what I mean.
Reactive, not screaming about thumbnails, able to really think about public policy.
That's a question that I am not too much of an expert.
ContraPoints is good. I agree. Yeah.
Blair White.
Not Blair White.
Oh God!
Jesus
Hold on a
fucking
second.
Christ.
Blair White is crazy. Like she's a drama queen, but she also talks to a right wing constituency in a way that the left does not, and I think that actually has a ton of value.
Well, here's the other thing.
Tipster's a good one.
Okay, all jokes aside, right? Like if you ask me ContraPoints, Natalie one comes to my head.
So this is the reason I asked this. Is I think it's a problem. It's a really
fix your mic. You're kind of drifting.
Also, there's nothing worse than asking like a room full of cis people, who's your favorite trans activist? Like everybody's gonna be like, I don't know, like Serena Williams. Like, what are you fucking talking about right now? Like this. Oh no.
Sorry, I'm fucking disconnected here. But no, the other thing is like if we're ContraPoints, that's the question we brought up because we're not in the community, but you are in the community. So the thing is,
I think there's a real lack of leadership. I think there's.
Who would be an activist right now that you would put up?
I think Erin Reed does good work directionally. I think Alejandra is a hot mess. I think she's terrible. I think Jessie Gender is just the worst. You know, I think it is person.
True. Jessie Gender has me blocked, so Jessie Gender is objectively the worst activist. Fucking true, bro. And Jessie Gender yeeted her cat, so we hate that.
That's elevated in this community that ends up being extremely bad for the community because it's not about trying to accomplish any public policy. It's all about their hashtag brand. So I hear what you're saying about Keffels, and I think it's a fair critique, but this is a pattern that's like through the entire community. And you know, just to really talk about structural issues of why this happens, a lot of this is because the gay rights groups that should have been building real trans leaders for the last 20 years, they're just not interested in it. HRC is not producing trans leaders. You know, Land Illegal is barely funded. Like, there's just not a pipeline to develop people to become like credible spokespeople on this. So it's that failure that causes a whole panoply of YouTube stars to like fill that gap because no one else is doing this.
Well, Philosophy Tube's going to be in Star Wars, so
I'm excited. I'm excited.
What's wrong with Jessie Gender? Jessie Gender like threw her fucking cat. Did you guys not watch that video where she was talking about like male socialization and then she was like, what did she say? She was like, I'm all too familiar with growing up male and like being toxic. One time I was mad for no reason at all. Like, and this is just like kind of how she recounts stories. Obviously I'm embellishing a little bit, but this is the gist of it. Okay. And she was like, and for one day, for no reason at all, I was in a bad mood. And the closest thing to me was my cat. So I picked it up and I threw it across the room. And that cat was afraid of me for the rest of its life. And it's like, that could have been an inside thought forever. I don't know who the fuck you think you're relating to right now, but I know plenty of men who grew up male, who did not fucking throw their cat across the room in a fit of rage. Like it was kind of like like, why would you fucking say that? And then what did I get blocked over? It must have been a chain. Oh, it was about the Hogwarts Legacy discourse. I got like chain blocked because I like to fucking tweet or something. I don't know. A long time ago, but I mean the cat thing is truthfully what set me over the edge. It was the cat thing. It was the cat thing. You don't know that like fucking assaulting your cat because you had a bad day is bad? Crimson. No. The cat didn't do anything. Everybody keep your cats away from Crimson. Everybody keep your cat away from Crimson. Everybody hold on to your pussies. Jessie is a good essayist, but her takes sometimes tire me. It's not my style of content. I think I've said this many times. I'm very autistic in the kind of content that I like to watch, and Jessie Gender is not the kind of content that I like to watch. The dramatized, slow-talking, like, long-format, like, video essay is not my jam at all. It definitely doesn't spark joy for me, which is fine. I mean, like, you know, live and let live. But damn, the cat thing, oh my god, dude. I was like, ugh, bro, please. Jessie Gender blocked aid vehicles going into Gaza. Probably. Just kidding. That was a joke. I don't think that she did that. That was a joke. Sorry. Oh, hey, Swolesome. What's up, bud? She was all like, I'm no longer like that because I'm a woman. True. Estrogen makes you love cats. Very true. If you're a trans guy and you have a cat, woman confirmed. Yeah, some things can just be inside thoughts. I completely fucking agree. Everybody, let's get an air horn for Will. Good job not throwing your cat. Woman coded. Will, woman coded, confirmed. Sorry. Y'all don't have to like Jessie Gender, but come on, Malcolm. The story keeps getting retold and doesn't include the fact that she was like 7 years old at the time. She didn't include that, did she? In the clip that I watched specifically, she was like, no, I yeeted the cat. And it was like in the context of being socialized as male. Am I incorrect in that assessment? Either way, I mean, listen, believe it or not, I was also 7 years old at one time, and I don't think I ever threw a cat. I've like pushed the cat like off of something to be like, get off the counter. Like I've done that, but I don't think I've ever been like, ah! Like, just personally, okay? I don't know if that has to do with like gendered socialization. That just might be like a self-report. I don't know, just personally. Testosterone doesn't cause violence based. Okay, how many lives do you think the cat Chill, bro. Against who? Do you mean Alejandra? Hashtag, I'm just a girl. Respectfully disagree that a 7-year-old knows not to throw animals. I would say if like you're like 4, maybe. Like if you're 4 years old, you're like, oh my god, cat. But like when you're like 7, bro. That's like what, 3rd grade? Is that 3rd grade? Yeah, like 2nd or 3rd grade. Listen, I can only speak for myself. Maybe this is my privileged Catholic upbringing, okay, you guys? But at 7 years old, I knew not to, like, hit animals, okay? I was definitely aware of that. Talk with the video, I mentioned that she had been abusive to a cat more than one time. The clip that I saw, I can almost remember was in regards to, like, adolescence. I could be completely wrong, but if I am remembering correctly, the clip that I listened to was, like, void of context of being a small child. But even again, I would say, when I was 7, I definitely knew not to hit cats. She did not say she was 7 years old in that video, which would also disprove her own argument if true. What does socialization even mean to a 7-year-old? Woman bad. If she forgot to include that, then yeah, that's an issue, but can't confirm she was a little child again. Not okay, but we're talking about autistic 7-year-old here, not a grown adult woman. Again, you guys, autism doesn't make you hate cats. 1. Autism doesn't make you hurt cats. Being 7 doesn't make you hurt cats. Being an autistic 7-year-old doesn't make you hurt cats, okay? Like, just... Again, the context was missing, okay? If that is the context, I can still say comfortably that as a 7-year-old, that probably has a touch of the tism, okay? Around that time. Definitely did not eat a cat, okay? Did not eat a cat, personally. Okay. You did eat a Tic Tac off the ground, though. Okay, based. No, somebody said that to me. I'm sure at some point I've eaten a Tic Tac off the ground. Okay, guys, we're done arguing about autistic 7-year-olds. we're moving on. I'm scared of hurting animals. I wouldn't even squish bugs, but yeah, I guess I'm a bit of a pussy destroyer. Okay, chill. We're moving on. All right, enough. We're moving on.
Well, I think the one concern is, I don't know if it's the YouTube algorithm that forces this way, but the reason why we're just only talking about Keffel is because she has made herself the Jesse Jackson of trans. That's the that's the only thing you have to get out of. That's the only fucking thing that we're gonna have to try to find a way. Like, she made herself the lightning rod. That was her own thing. That was literally it. So this is why we're talking. Nobody else is in that position. Nobody else has even claimed to jump into that position too. So that's
another reason why I have a problem with Keffels. I feel like Keffels use that opportunity to exploit people. There is no figurehead. I'll be the figurehead.
Oh God.
Keffels is really good at. I think at her best, she can really see a controversy and drag some drama out of it. I think it's a skill I really.
I would consider that a skill.
Good, yeah.
She like the Kiwi Farms, the drop Kiwi Farms thing. That's not the work of an amateur.
That's true. I've been working on that for a really long time. She got it done where me and a whole bunch of political professionals completely failed.
What did she get it done?
Did she do that? Well, that's fair point.
It's still there. If anything, it's more resilient than ever.
Fair point. She dealt, let's phrase it this way, she dealt a blow that a lot of serious people have been trying to deal for a very long time and took it down.
Well, it's funny. She's great at doxing people in the DMs.
All right.
The thing about the Kiwi Farm stuff, and this is one of the things I've addressed too, because I've seen people say like I ran cover for Kiwi Farms or something. Look, at the end of the day, Kiwi Farms to me,
Mutahar needs to like be closer to his
phone. Like fucking anybody that's been shit on me for this, I condemn their fucking behavior, right? Like transphobia, none of this should have a fucking place in my mind. That being said, I did stand by my definition of what they do is functionally illegal. Like even the definition of doxing, right? For instance, if we're going back to just the US version of it, if they're just cataloging shit they see in the white pages, that's not doxing. I compared it to the other website Zero, where the group was actually maliciously using US servicemen credentials or US federal agent credentials to source information out of like federal databases. That's a fucking problem. That's illegal behavior. So these are distinctions I make out. Now, as far as the website goes, yeah, shutting down Kiwi Farms and delivering a blow is one thing, but being a fucking former cybersecurity agent, right? Like,
I can't
the idea
fucking
of looking
understand
at what the
anything he's
site is
saying,
now,
so
even if there are less users,
we're just gonna say
it is a
based
much more
or
resilient
not
site,
based. I don't know.
and some of the technologies on there, I wouldn't even doubt have been spread to other, more dangerous websites, I would say, or more insanely wild websites that I won't name. So this is what's happened out of the campaign. It was shut down briefly, brought it back on Tor, and now it has a front-facing clear web domain that is easily accessible.
They got $100,000 in donations for their own legal fund now, by the way, which I'm sure is not going to GoPros.
So this would be my pushback on that. And look, I agree with you, Mutahar. Like directionally, there's a very strong free speech argument for Kiwi Farms. I want to tell you what my experience with Kiwi Farms has been. Let me just tell you a really graphic story of something that happened. Someone looked at my pictures online, public information, Facebook pictures, me taking a picture of my dog or whatever, and they took those pictures and they managed to diagram a picture of my house. And they did a background picture of the house and they put it on Kiwi Farms. It got published on Medium. And then from there, one of those nut jobs started sending me graphic stories every single day explaining how they were going to come through my house and execute me, execute my dogs, execute my husband, like really graphic stories, like talking about how they were going to get me and cut the skin off my body and force feed it to me. So it is a vector for sending mentally healthy people to your real world life. And like, there's no easy policy answer here because free speech is really important. I thought when you said like, we banned a lot of this stuff on mainstream platforms and of course it's going to go somewhere, I actually think that's a very fair statement. But it's not, I think there's a tendency by people to not really look at what the real world outcome is of some of these sites. And it really, really hurts people. I actually know women that have very deliberately stayed out of the limelight for their entire career because they have children and they don't want them targeted with this stuff. So I think there's a wider calculation of what happens from this.
I think fine with websites like Kiwi Farms personally is like, when I mentioned Kiwi Farms, and like you said when you messaged me, we're all from like old school boards.
Yeah.
There are far more insane boards out there that I feel like the energy could have been more directed towards, right? Which is one of the points of the videos. I'm like, look,
I truthfully cannot handle Mutahar's audio. Truthfully, it's causing me great pain.
That actually causes damage should have been down. The problem that I also have, and I probably should actually mention this in the video, is that when you don't take down the offending website, right? And in this case, we'll call it website 0 again. That website gains more power, in the sense that they know that, oh, they're just going to go after the fucking, the other website, blah, 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 because we're still fucking safe. That's my only other concern, like, with this situation. The other thing is, look, I get it. Your information is out there. People say really wild stuff all the time, too. And I'm not going to run the oppression Olympics over here because we're all content creators. There's a good chance all of our personal information is already out there.
All of it.
When I did deep web browsing, there was entire 3-4 dark web pages. Literal pages, not the forums, the pages, where they just put all of my information up there, right? It's to the point where I'm doing the Tony Soprano sitting outside my backyard with a fucking AK-47 waiting for the fucking worst to happen because paranoia kind of hits you. No jokes right there. People will do fucked up shit. I worry about family. There have been previous tenants for older homes that I've lived in that I've had awkward calls with because shit has happened. People have sent stuff to the house. I've shown up. I get it. There's a lot of bad stuff on the internet. There's a lot of bad fucking people out there for sure.
Sure.
With that also completely said though, it's like what these websites do and what is, I get shutting them down. I just feel like championing them being shut down and using it as like, it aggravates them.
Burn me on a fucking cross here. I understand. Like, this shit's got my fucking address on it too. I understand what you're saying, but like, let's not pretend that 99% of the discussion on Kiwi Farms isn't just people like laughing, calling people fat, and talking about fucking YouTube drama. Like, the vast majority of it is literally just a message board.
I agree with that. And I think like the long-term policy solution, like I've talked to Catherine Clark, Congresswoman Catherine Clark, who's in charge of the DNC nowadays, a lot about this. Like the long-term policy solution of this is we need law enforcement to understand that some of these death threats in the digital age, it's not benign, and we need for them to like prosecute some of these cases, right? Like I think that, if you want to call someone the T word or some slurs online, tough shit. That's a free speech issue. If you're repeatedly telling someone in graphic terms how you were going to murder them, I actually think there should be some law enforcement out there that should look at that, see if there's a criminal case and pursue it. I think if you introduced consequences into the equation for the most extreme cases, I think that would do a lot of good here. So, it's really frustrating that activists are putting this place of like trying to shut down a website because the fucking FBI can't be bothered to hire 100 agents to do this, right?
I think, but I think like at the core of it, one of the big concerns, again, I'll reiterate, is like Kiwi Farms, look, I don't agree with whatever the fuck they're doing over there. Condemned, obviously. Null, he has a situation in place, and Null's not a perfect individual, but it's a website that has far more rules about that extreme end that we're talking about, right? Like the extreme end of threats.
Sure.
Don't touch the cow mentality, so to speak, whatever happens over there. But there are websites like Website Zero, for instance, where Vile was operating, right? Where Vile was putting out information. Vile, who actually commits illegal actions like using federal agents, that should be the website targeted. And it's not as if the FBI can't do anything. They literally arrested a couple of their operators because of the levels of illegal crime that they do.
It's not like it's your situation. I'm telling you, like, well, you had a big problem with Kiwi Farms, but you should be talking about this more important website. That's why I think Keffels is malicious. She had a problem with this more important website, and she's going to fight Kiwi Farms anyways. Yeah.
I mean, I can't defend that. I can't. So I think.
And to not disclose it even after, like
the criticism is very fair. I mean, there was a political.
The reason why she wanted the Kiwi Farms gone was not necessarily because of the harassment she wasn't receiving the harassment from Kiwi Farms in the sense that what we were told in the public, she was receiving it primarily from Website Zero and the Vile group that was actually the one doxing her.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a case of disinformation. There's 4 different versions of the story of what happened on the day she was swatted. There's what website was going after her. There's now a dispute on whether she used the money to get away from an abusive partner or used it to get away from people from Kiwi Farms, both of which are stories that she herself have told. Right. So at what point do I not see this as like, oh, this is a person who's obviously gone through a lot and they're making a lot of like extremely bad decisions? Or what point is this person just bad? They're just malicious. They're taking advantage of the good faith they know they can get from a community that doesn't often critique their own.
She has continuously lied to her audience this entire time.
I mean, I just saw a DM 5 minutes ago. I don't think this is super relevant to like the discussion that we're specifically having, but it's talking about Destiny's wife. Remember when Keffels like walked up and confronted Destiny's wife at TwitchCon? Here's a message from Clara. If I ever get pressed on this again, I'll say, look, I don't think I did that. But even if I did, it was a long time ago and I've grown a lot as a person. That's such a funny response to give to people. Like, I mean, this is a person who knows what they're doing. They have like,
I guess this is like where we all need to kind of agree. And this is like where I don't think there's any form of like misconception. The problem with her portrayal of this whole drop Kiwi Farm stuff was, in my research in this entire situation, there are 2 websites that I looked at. Okay, Kiwi Farms for a lot of the archive material, the archive links, not sourcing them as a actual source, but because of the archive links that I pulled up to see screenshots on Twitter. Right, Twitter is still the primary source of a lot of those tweets because that's where they were made. The other website, website 0, was where I found all of the information regarding accounts, information, Uber Eats orders, fucking personal information, not just Clara but the people surrounding her. The focus was put on Kiwi Farms, and this is the reason it was put on there is because she found it convenient to launch the nuke against there. Because if she had gotten Kiwi Farms completely taken down, the video I made cataloging her terrible behavior could not have existed because there would be no archive. We can't pull up those archives on mainstream platforms because a lot of those platforms take down the worst of content, or they can easily operate mass flagging operations on these sites. You can't do that on Kiwi Farms. So if she was really genuine, and I would have supported her had she gone against website 0 with all of the bravado, instead she chose Kiwi Farms because it satiated her personal benefit to get rid of all the bad will against her. And this goes for anybody that was critical. I've had some of the biggest, I shouldn't even be saying this. I had a big creator reach out to me on a private DM, and I could have easily slapped them back with some real saucy shit that was sourced right from the farm because all they did was archive it. The reason why a lot of people wanted this site gone is because it held their worst skeletons in the closet, stuff that would consistently deconstruct their narratives they put out. That's it.
Do you think that's it? I think that's so cynical. I really,
because here's the thing: the Kiwi Farms is going to be shitting on me. I can't look. People will call me a street shitter all day on Kiwi Farms. It's not something that fucking burns me. I've been called that a million. I've been called that since I was a fucking kid.
Sure.
But going on, it might even contain a lot of these sites contain my personal information, but that's not a reason that I go up against them. I try not to give that as much attention as I can.
But Mutahar, this is my issue with your analysis, and I think this is a problem that permeates the space. Like I have this problem. It's like there's how can I put this? It's almost like sooner or later you're put into a category and then everything you say or do is like filtered through this bad faith lens, right? It's seen in this certain way that just makes you assume the worst. And I think
I'll give you an example of why I don't want Kiwi Farms, like why I don't have my like death wish against it. Why I wasn't like why this was an indifferent thing is because I never took money from my community, and that evidence exists somewhere on a server somewhere.
Sure.
You know?
I hear what you're saying.
It doesn't matter. Like I could die today and not have to worry about anything bad. I don't have any like fucking look at me a million times all day every day. You'll never find any evidence of me fucking talking, salaciously to any minor.
I literally have never read my Kiwi Farms thread because I behave in a way that I tell the truth. I behave with integrity, and I'm sure they've got stuff on there that's embarrassing because I'm a human and I do embarrassing stuff. I don't care. But what I'm saying to you is like the bad faith, the really dark interpretation. She's cynically trying to destroy evidence. And I think like the good faith interpretation.
Hello.
Here's some assholes. They're harassing her. Keffels does have a temper. I've got a temper. She wanted to strike back and destroy them. I think that
she's doing it by wearing like the trauma equivalent of blackface. She's like recounting all the stories of like she's talking about like dead people.
I'm saying there's another possibility of what her motives are.
I know, but she's talking about dead people in comparison to her own story that didn't happen. You understand? Like she's like pulling up people who killed themselves and using them as examples why we need to push her story that's not real to take down a website that didn't specifically harm her the way she's claiming.
Sure.
And not actually going after the real perpetrator.
Sure.
And then I asked her about it, and she told me, "Well, I don't think there's enough momentum." So you're thinking about this like it's an op? Is this like a business move? Because that's how she spoke to me. That's what I got from this.
Yeah.
Is that this is all fake? It's all fabricated.
I'd have to look more into that story to say.
Okay, we're almost done with this. I am bored. I am bored. This is from yesterday, or no, I think this is from this morning though. Hang on. I want to do this really quick. Let me switch this over quickly. Hang on. And then I'm going to grab this. Okay. So this is from yesterday. No, I lied. This is from this morning. This was at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, you guys. Jesus Christ. Okay, Parallax. Hi, love you. Hang on, let me read this and then I'll give you attention. Hang on, let me read this first. Okay, so this is from this morning. Last night, I did a panel with Keemstar, Ordinary Gamers, and Nicholas Diorio. I showed up to talk about trans healthcare policy for minors, but Keffels became the primary focus. I was trying to give a nuanced view, but I realized I came off as defending the actions. I have no interest in defending. I woke up this morning and I have clarity. I have given her the benefit of the doubt at every single term. I've tried to be the best friend that I could be. because I've also struggled with rehab, extreme death threats, mental health issues from the online harassment. But like she does with everyone else, the friendship is a one-way street. It's stupid to put credibility on the line for someone literally planning to betray me in a back channel. She's getting more than enough heat right now, and I'm not going to add to it, but I'm done with this. Destiny was 100% right about her. Fuck Caffles. Fuck 'em, bro. Fuck 'em, bro. It ended up getting leaked that in a group chat, Keffels was like, we should roll on Brianna Wu. So that's so obviously that didn't go well. That obviously didn't go well. I just don't know why everybody's holding like destroy the world secret meetings and like Discord servers where people are just gonna leak shit. Like, hello, are you guys really that dumb that you think that like every single time that you shit talk somebody else in like a Discord server that they're not just gonna screenshot it and show it to somebody else? Like, come on, guys, grow up. Grow up. Okay, hang on. I'm coming back. I see you, Parallax. I acknowledge you, King. I see you. I love you. I miss you. I dream of you. Okay, allow me to finish. Okay. When I was 7, I ate a piece of the Gutenberg Bible. Okay, cool. Good for you. She's not even good at drama farming. No, she's not. She has boring, dry commentary. Audio for ants. Got me in stitches. Dude, true. No, it's like he put his phone down and then he walked away from his phone. Mutahar keeps iterating different versions of I really hate defending King Warharms, but I'm going to defend KB Farms. KB Farms was going with all the same people. Yeah, they would just go somewhere else, true. No, I'm not going to play a better game. You can't fucking make me. Maybe I'll play RuneScape when we watch this next video. I'll think about it. I will think about it, okay? I will consider it. It do be bussin' time. I don't even know if this has... I don't think this has Texas Hold'em on it. What do I have? I have Spider Solitaire, which is trash. I don't know what the fuck... I don't know what the fuck Tri-Peaks is. To play Sudoku, Jigsaw, Jewel, Minesweeper, Mahjong. Those are your options, okay? Beggars can't be choosers. You guys quit fucking whining, okay? Quit fucking whining. Okay, where am I? Oh no, here we go. Using black people as bad examples. True. Parallax, I'm waiting for my TTS to play. I see you, King. I'm just waiting for it to go. Rumors about Keffels. No shit, the subject went to Keffels. I know, crazy. Oh no, we're gonna get gangster shit on Keffels. True. Discord has landed the gay ops. Very true. Welcome as the game library of a spinster. I can't help it that I'm an old person.
Parasocial love gets paper play from Zadzi.
Thank you so much for the $5, Parallax. What a king. Yeah, dude, I get fucking mad when I lose against the computer when I'm playing solitaire. Wouldn't you? It's a computer, and I'm fucking losing to it? Come on. Don't pretend like that wouldn't piss you off, too. Don't pretend. Okay? Don't pretend. God, you guys just act like you're so much fucking better than me, okay? Fucking liars. All of you. I know the French accent is pretty good. I'm a big fan of it. Okay, hang on. Let me read Twitch chat. I'm not neglecting you guys, I promise. Autistic cats killed my grandma. Oh, okay. That's really... I pray for your grandma. Love your grandma. R.I.P. Yeah, it was pretty not a good look. Pretty not a good look, to be totally honest with you. I knew about Kiwi Farms, but not whatever the other submention was. I agree that the idea that there was more momentum against Kiwi Farms, she went after the easier target for more attention. Yeah, it's true. I agree. I would agree with that as well. I'm better than you. I never lose solitaire. Probably because you play on easy. I play on random. So sometimes it's like the Grand Master or like the Grand Wizard level or whatever the fuck, okay? Show me your solitaire score. Don't be shy. Show me your solitaire score. You guys talk a lot of shit. You guys all run your mouths like crazy. Okay, let me see your solitaire score. Come on. I bet you are playing random, sure. Show stats. You won't. Pussy. No, I'm just kidding. R.I.P. Grandma. I absolutely am no better, but we do a little trolling. Just a wee bit, you guys. Just a little tee-hee-hee here and there. You know, come on. Gotta have fun. A little live and let live, if you will. You know what I mean, guys? You know what I mean? Oh, you play random. That shit straight up cannot be won sometimes. No, I get really unlucky because it gives me like 4 of the master levels in a row, and it just makes me want to peel my face off and fold myself inside out into a small, like, ball of flesh and cry. Very upsetting to me. Okay, guys. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Like the stream right now, okay? Do it. Now, I say. Do it now, okay? Like the stream. Sparks be joy. We're gonna have mandatory bathroom time. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some zoopy poopy drama sloppy poppy. Okay, sloppy poppy droppy, soppy woppy. Okay, I will be right back. Everybody enjoy your ADHD Minecraft videos. Okay, I will be right back. Everybody behave. Peace and blessings. BRB. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. You didn't piss yourself fast enough. Convinced that people who can game while listening to music have co-fronting alters. True. Okay, I gotta grab one thing here. Well, I guess two things actually. Malcolm, tell me to stop getting into screaming matches with the COO of my company. Okay, stop getting into screaming matches with your COO of your company. Don't worry, I got you. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this quickly. Fuck. No, that's solitaire. That's not what I want. Let's just go here, because this kind of cooperates what... Can you tell me about Twitch Prime really quick? There's just no ads. That's all it is. There's just no ads. Okay. So before we begin, this is from earlier today. Somebody had said, it was on Tumblr, where Snowflake was basically talking about how, based on like the information available about like the situation that the sexy time, that Snowflake felt like she was the one who was assaulted. So of course we had something to say about that. So apparently Haley, that Snowflake, is now claiming that I, quote, actually assaulted her because she was, quote, dissociative, even though she wasn't. And he's using my argument that all of her friends said it was legitimate 2 days ago. Can't make this shit up. Someone should just report all these people for practicing mental health without a license as much as they try to diagnose me and my partners. They're now claiming that Sage is narcissistic. This is just therapy speak. None of these people have degrees in appropriate areas. The best they've got is someone with a PhD in psychopharmacology that isn't a licensed mental health professional. Also, like, if we're going to be, like, totally fair, when people are saying, you know, somebody's narcissistic, they mean it colloquially, not, like, actually the clinical definition of narcissistic personality disorder. I thought that would be probably pretty well understood, but I guess not. The joke of all of this is that Noah isn't smart enough to make her own argument, so she's just copy and pasting mine. Yeah, we're, like, throwing it down, flipping, and reversing it. Like, that's kind of the point. Like, if this logic justifies your perception of what happened, why is that logic not valid in justifying what she says happened? Doesn't make much sense. She was not dissociative during any part of the time. I find it weird that she's suddenly pulling this out of thin air. She is really incredibly unimaginative. And anyone that believes her at this point, after all the documentation that we've provided and all the documents that our stalkers that we've blown out of the water, are just abusers themselves. So, you guys are abusers confirmed. Sorry, I don't know what to say. Yeah, so juicy, lemon juicy. So we got a stream last night. And the audio is worse than the video that we actually just watched, if you can believe that. So prepare your ear holes for this, because the audio is just something to be desired, truly. But yeah, let's go ahead and start suffering, you guys. Let's go ahead and begin suffering. This is a pretty fucking long video, so it's like 3 hours. So we're probably not going to watch all of it. I don't think I'm going to be streaming for painfully long into this evening. We've already been going for like 2 hours. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go a little bit here. We're gonna do some sloppy. Okay, guys, sloppy time. Let's go.
We're really upset with is when the doc released, they were really butthurt about the fact that Nightwild had chosen to release people's legal names, specifically those of the woman in question and also my ex.
Yeah, I need to put my headphones on.
And while I had nothing to do with that decision, I will say for the record that I do support it. one of the things that I think is a problem is that my anonymity online has been completely destroyed. Right? I am now a lolcow on Kiwi Farms, and these people have a bunch of my different names. Like, you can just see my dead name, you can see my name I work under, all of that. Not to mention, like, you know, other very important facts about me. When I say that we've been doxxed, I mean it. So Nightwell's logic, and I think this is very sound, is that there is no reason that our stalkers and our abusers should have anonymity as well.
It's like one thing, like, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Everybody get your pitchforks ready, okay? Like, there is a difference between somebody who's just like your fucking random Joe Schmo who uses like fucking Twitter.com, and then like somebody who is a public figure. And to be very clear, pretty much all of the information that is public has been things that Poppy has made public herself, right? Like, we're not like, I don't know why we're like shocked Pikachu suddenly. And again, like, the people that they're going after are like fucking nobodies. So like, even if you are like dropping all these nukes and being like, this is where they live, this is their address, it's like, these are literally fucking nobodies. Like, and I'm not saying like in the grand scheme of things, like obviously everybody is important in the grand scheme of life, you guys. But in general, like in general terms, you know, like these aren't people that have like a community or a platform or, you know, people that are going to like come out against or anything like that. It's just like fucking people that have like a Twitter account that you don't like. It's like if you dox the guy that checked you out at Ace Hardware. What does that fucking do? Like, honest to God, like, this guy, like, you met this guy, like, one time. He doesn't do anything. He probably doesn't even have Facebook. Okay, what? Like, I don't know, dude. Very weird, very weird, very weird.
The idea of giving them anonymity and letting them continue working on their online handles is giving them a benefit that is inappropriate.
Essentially, there is a massive difference.
So we have audio issues right off the bat, so that's okay. We'll just...
Your life is online.
Xena is being silenced. Justice for Xena.
Are able
yeah.
Like this cyberbullying 101 stuff that like had to do with, you know, as the internet came.
Xena's mic is dipping.
You know? No, don't worry, girl. We're out in late. No.
How's that, folks? It's good, guys. You're killing me. Get my mic.
Yeah.
Fuck with it.
Sorry, let me just fast forward this for like 20 fucking minutes. Sorry, guys.
Might be.
So.
Okay. Ah, my ears.
Nightwell basically like made a decision to take away these people's anonymity, and for good reason. They hide behind it, and it gives them a level of protection and a barrier from consequences.
What the fuck?
My, like, personal information's out there. I can have physical harm brought to me. And now, while I don't wish any of that on even the people I despise, I do think there is an argument to be made that, one, a real name isn't doxing. I know I've made that argument on this channel before, but I actually unlisted that video. And the reason I unlisted it was because I don't agree with the argument anymore.
You'd have to go back and figure out what we even said in that video.
Well, the specific argument was that we said that, like, we didn't want the, you know, my name out there because the issue was that it could lead to my practice, which is exactly what it did. One of the games that Transpersian, my stalker, is playing is this nonsensical bullshit where she can tell people in private, and I know she has because I've, you know, talked to people, she can say, oh, well, I didn't try to get Poppy fired, and she wasn't, though she was planning to do so, from what I hear. But the joke of this, and this is the real thing, is that No and the rest of the merry band beat her to the punch. And one of the issues with that is that she can play idiot now and be like, I didn't want that, when in fact that's what she wanted. She wanted my job, she wanted me to suffer. She wants to punish me for not, I guess, dating her at this point. Like, I know that sounds like really egotistical, but that's the only thing I can figure is she wants me to behave. Yeah, it's like she wants me to behave a certain way. She wants me to have the channel back to the way it was back when I was doing like a very soft therapist voice and all that shit. It's not going to happen. Yeah, no, dating her was awful. She broke my boundaries constantly. There were 3 specific times she broke my boundaries. She didn't fix the issue even being talked to. And yeah, it was just a fucking train wreck. We only dated for 24 days, 24, 28, I can never remember. But like, it was less than a month. And she started a year-long hate campaign, taking everyone's stories of their personal vendettas against me and magnifying them literally in the funnel tube of offense versus harm. Nah, it's entirely accurate. Her obsession borders on yandere tier. If you've read Nightwell's document, you can see this is not hyperbole. Yeah, it's all sorts of toxic.
Like, business trip, we're on this trip for like a week or so. Hey, maybe talk with your partner about like how much time you're gonna have to like spend with them or not spend with them. Give them preparation so that way they know what to expect.
Refresh people.
You know, these things are not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. And frankly, if you agree to something, then do the thing. If you don't want to agree to it, then just say that. It's
Okay, but what if you change your mind? Is that abuse? Is that abusive? If you change your mind? If I say yes, after our Tinder date tonight, we're gonna fuck. And then after the date, I'm like, I don't really know if I want to do this anymore. Is that abusive? Does that make you a violent abuser, guys? I don't know.
would save everybody a lot of time.
Questions.
You know, and some of this I can speak to because I was part of these conversations. I was part of helping explain to people like why giving the forewarning is helpful to Poppy, or that yes, there is a lot of trauma, and that is part of things, right? There are ways to mitigate this stuff to make things a lot easier on everyone. But if you don't do what's asked of you, then yeah, it's not going to end well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, we could go over the...
Listen, I'm asking you now to open your wallets and give me all of your money. And if you don't do that, you're abusive. I don't make the rules.
10 screenshots I've got of her basically having her supervillain monologue where she basically says that she's going to take care of my kid better than I ever could. Again, like somehow, like having Adrian is some kind of consolation prize for not having me.
Well, by the way, Adrian's an adult. Like, I just need to make that clear to everybody.
She's a 24-year-old person.
Yeah, like a lot of you guys are around that age.
Yeah, no.
This is a full-on adult, okay?
Yeah, shut.
A lot of you guys are the same age as my kid. Just so you know. Oh, okay.
42. I would 100% agree. Like, why the fuck would I ever want to hear what my partners are doing with my other partners? Like, I'm sorry. I understand there are people that like experience compersion. I don't.
I'm getting whiplash
that shit
right now.
bothers me. It gets under my skin, and I start getting like.
Not like a connection issue.
It shouldn't be a connection issue. I think we're fine. I don't understand why he's doing this.
Oh, I'm not getting whiplash. Their connection is just shitting out. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Data coaxial.
Never mind, guys. Carry on.
I feel like restarting the Ether network adapter would probably cause an issue.
Even the streaming gods are like, no, Zeta, you cannot speak. A trans woman is speaking.
I'll keep an eye on things and see if it does it again.
Okay.
But
we did move stuff around.
But yeah, I guess the thing I just want to be really clear with people about is that it also could just be YouTube.
That's true.
Transphobia. Confirmed.
Is that like...
Yes, actually, I was just bitching about this earlier. It is YouTube. YouTube is being fucky. It's true. It's true. Okay, based.
What person starts a year-long campaign against someone they dated for less than a month and then decides they're this terrible, abusive person who, you know, isn't allowed to have their own voice out there, isn't allowed to do things? Like, this woman literally believes that, like, any interaction with me will lead to the same outcome she had, which was she went into a suicidal spiral because she has the same disorder as I do, and she believes and now projects that onto everyone else, or at least that's her excuse for doing this.
Well, and she lied to us about being in therapy.
She did lie to us about being in therapy. That's very true.
That breakup happened knowing that she had a regular therapist and was doing trauma work, and that she had resources, like, and more than one. And apparently we found out later that that wasn't the case, that she had lied about stuff to us.
Yeah, I really have to be clear with this shit is like...
You'd say it.
One of the big issues that's going to happen is that we, going forward, are going to have to separate this shit out because, like, these updates at the beginning of the stream, I want to start turning into videos. And I want to start putting them on the second channel, which we have, which is Xena and Poppy 2. That is going to be our sort of vlog / like life channel. This one's going to be more for news and politics.
Oh my god, are we going to get, like, live cooking with Xena and Poppy? Are we going to see how it takes to make a fucking pot pie? Like, why that takes, like, 9 hours? Coveted content. Coveted content.
So you guys get a sub to that. But in all honesty, like
Matt Torrance,
this
what's
issue
good,
with
bud?
this person transpersion is that she'll frame this as me targeting her or pointing people at her, and that's just not the case. Like, I don't want any harm to come to her. I don't want people to bother her. I want people to block her. It's the exact same thing I said about No. I didn't tell people to go harass Haley. In fact, I've never seen any evidence of anyone harassing Haley. I've seen Haley get into arguments with people when she lies.
Okay. I'm not gonna go look. I'm not. I can't do it. But I know that all my special interest Poppyverse fans are present. Pretty positive somebody like was talking shit to Snowflake, took a screenshot of it, posted it, and then Poppy and Xena were like, hell yeah, brother, let's go. Yeah, fucking tell her. Read her the riot act. Yeah, brother, let's go. Like, I'm pretty sure that we actually have celebrated that exact thing before on main, but I don't know. Matt Torrance, that's your bomb. Got him. Got him. Just fucking own Matt Torrance. Let's go. Sorry. Okay.
And then Twisty gets into an argument with her and proves that she's lying. That we went over on stream. We covered that when we went over our whole Snowflake stuff. And I believe that's in the document too.
That didn't count as harassment though.
Like, I need you guys to understand something is that, like, our channel has taken a pretty sizable hit from what basically amounts to a smear campaign. from a bunch of butthurt people that aren't in my life anymore because they've trans Persian to lose her goddamn mind.
Very true.
I think one of the hardest things too is like a lot of this comes down to like a massive consent violation.
Absolutely.
And like this whole feeling
Okay.
of like
I'm
not allowed
walking
to
with
break
you.
up apparently. Like that's just not allowed ever, which is weird.
Hello, didn't we just have this entire thing with Snowflake where it was like she didn't meet the contingency of being able to select breakup option? What? Oh god.
Because like part of consent is being able to say no. Yeah, you know what? Breakups suck. They
True.
hurt. But at the end of the day, like everybody's allowed to do it. That's the point. You're allowed to say no to something. You're allowed to step out of a situation.
That's crazy. Really?
And sometimes you have to make those hard choices, and it sucks when like this whole year-long thing. And at this point, it's against both Poppy and myself.
I'm gonna fucking lose my
It's
shit.
been going on for so long, just because she broke up. So
Yeah, I mean, I gotta really be clear. Like, I gotta be really clear that like, one of the things that's really frustrating is I would much rather be covering news. I would much rather be covering things
TD the cat. Congratulations. Welcome to the Barbecue.
instead of having to defend myself against constant allegations. And look at the people that are giving these allegations. I'm not gonna name them off, but like literally there was a guy, a normie online, who was arguing with her and blew her the fuck out of the water, basically pointing out that she was using like abuser language. Sorry. Like basically pointing out she was using abuser language and pointing out the fact that like she essentially like was just lashing out. It was
trying to force like the narrative of, oh, we're forcing her to do something.
yeah, literally her specific thing was they made me do it. Like the thing that every fucking abusive husband has ever said about their wife. Like, this is part of the thing that really bothers me about my enemies is that they use literally fucking, like, alt-right tier arguments. Like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but, like,
God.
If you go look up that fucking idiot that that person streaming that was on, she misgenders me.
No, oh my god. I hate this because it necessitates that I go and get the screenshot. Somebody tell me what timestamp this was. It's in the Night Wild doc. What's the timestamp? I can probably just look in the transcript. Oh, it's right here. Look at that. Okay, I'm gonna play this audio. Listen carefully to this audio. My fucking YouTube is being transphobic, but listen to this audio. Hang on.
Like I ended up breaking up with him like before that could even happen. So like
No! Where's my volume booster? I'm gonna fucking lose it, you guys. I'm losing it. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Nope.
patient appointment and I still win. But I was broken up with Poppy by the time that happened.
Okay.
It's like right here.
So most of the information that I have
No,
is
it's before this. Hang on.
Before that could even happen.
Okay,
And
it's right here.
So like the relationship just didn't last that long.
Oh, okay.
Like I ended up breaking up with him like before that could even
I
happen.
ended breaking up with them. Like breaking up with Xena and Poppy. Them, two. There's two of them. There's Xena and there's Poppy. That's two. That's them. Yes. Poppy also has people that live inside of her head. Them, plural. There's more than one of them. I broke up with them.
The woman she dated for 4 months, she calls me he.
She doesn't call you he. You're crazy.
Now I know
Crazy.
to all of these like drama channels, they don't give a shit. They're transphobes and they're bad people.
True.
As far as I'm
One's in
concerned-
chat if you're a transphobe. Let's go.
You could throw them all at a wood chipper. But like the fact of the matter is that like, yeah, she claiming she didn't, but you have the timestamp. Yeah, she actively did. She actively fucking like, she just misgendered me.
Wasn't I misgendered in that one too?
You were. In fact, they use she/her pronouns often.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And people don't see this for what it is. Like, she uses these tools. She'll misgender, she'll lash out, she'll pretend that, like, I somehow did something non-consensually, but when she's questioned on it, she folds like a fucking lawn chair. And, but yet people don't go, oh wait, maybe this chick's lying? Maybe Poppy's not lying? Like,
Also, that is just, I'm sorry, but that is just transphobic abuse of somebody. Like, intentionally not using pronouns.
It's transphobic abuse to say them in regards to one or more person. Based! Oh my god, okay, let's go.
Despite knowing them and despite being completely able to use them. That's just abuse.
yeah, considering
Like-
Noah's a beta list, yeah, that would probably be fair.
We talk about this with like trans kids and folks.
True.
Like, no, if you
Wow.
just misgender a trans
Mhm.
kid for the sake of misgendering them, no, that's bad. That leads to very negative outcomes. And when it becomes an intentional and repeated pattern, that becomes abuse.
Okay, well, it's not intentional or repeated because even if we pretend that Snowflake did misgender Poppy in this interview, which she didn't, she said, I broke up with them, like multiple, Poppy and Xena. They broke up, yes. That isn't repeatable, so it isn't like abusive, right? Like, is it abusive if somebody fucks up one time? No. Is it even abusive if somebody is constantly like, she? Not really. You can say that's like a shitty, like, dick thing to do, I guess. I don't know if that, like, borders into the territory of abuse. I guess in, like, I could imagine, like, circumstances where it could, but in a vacuum, no. Probably not. And again, it's not a repeatable pattern. It was like, even if I agree that you were misgendered, which you weren't, it was one time. I don't know in what world one thing is a repeated incident. I don't know. It's just not clicking.
But apparently that's okay, because we're the bad.
Yes,
yeah, no, Nightwell and Shelter is 100%
yes.
correct.
What'd they say?
Nightwell said, no misgenders Poppy at around the 5 minute, 57 second mark to 6 minutes and 1 second mark. Refers to her as him, though the closed captions state them. The audio itself demonstrates otherwise from my doc. Shelter says, by framing you as a masked person, even internally by misgendering you, she's able to frame you as more of a threat than you are. It's literally a way of stripping the armor off. Yeah, it's literally a way of stripping,
Really
yeah, you saw that 6-hour video that goes over like all this rape apologia stuff, and they literally, it's the whole crowd. No, that's all they do. It's every red flag. It's just flags.
Well, and think about it though. By
Did she just say it's the F slurs? Wait, if Snowflake said he and not them, then it sounds like we just said the FAG word. Did you guys hear that? I heard that.
Yeah, you saw that 6-hour video that goes over like all this rape apologia stuff, and they literally, it's the whole crowd. No, that's all they do. It's every red flag. It's just flags.
well,
Uh-oh, F slur on main. Ooh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
we
kidding,
got
guys.
our
I'm just
If
kidding.
you haven't
JK,
seen
JK,
that,
JK.
go watch that video. Because that's basically just redoing patriarchy and
it's just second wave feminism, but woke.
Yeah, redo all of it. It's just same deal, different name, whatever you want to call it. And so it flips this back into people's more traditional understanding of abuse, which in a lot of people's mind is, okay, you know, it's usually the woman who's being
Matt Torrance, stop it. I'm on Twitch. I'm dual streaming, so no, I can't say it. And listen, I would never. You guys, you know me. I'm a good noodle. I would never say that word ever.
abused by the man. However,
It's bad.
we're all queer people. Abuse can still happen in queer relationships, and the gender.
Honestly, I'm gonna drop a hot take, and you guys can get mad at me for it. I don't care. I would rather get called the F slur than queer. Like when people are like, "You're so queer," I'm like, "Please just call me the F slur." Like, please don't. It's arguably that one's worse. Okay, there. That's my hot take for the day. You guys can get mad about it.
Dynamic goes out the fucking window. This is why a lot of places that work with abuse survivors have had to update their documents to be more inclusive of queer folks, because this stuff happens to anyone.
Because the power had to be updated to they them because they could, because there were situations where the people in question didn't have he him pronouns.
Well, and the masculinity wasn't necessarily wasn't functioning the way that people were used to seeing it, right?
Yep.
Or it might not have even been functioning in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem is that, like, if you look at their ideology, it makes perfect sense why No and her merry band of writers and bigots would be perfectly happy misgendering both of us, because think about it. From a betalist perspective, the idea is that being a trans femme is the top of the hierarchy, right? You've chosen femininity, meaning you're the most moral. So the problem is with that is that by stripping it away, essentially what it does is it basically makes me, like, just a boy again? Even though, like...
This is such an art form. How do you take, like, a betalist ideology that targets trans men and attacks trans men and disparages trans men by virtue of betraying womanhood and sisterhood and all this other shit and being like the bad kind of transgender? How do you fucking make this about you? How do you... It's that... Poppy should have been a politician. The way that we just spun that so fucking hard to make this about ourselves was crazy to view in real time, guys. That was crazy. Here's this thing that affects trans men and is used to disparage trans men, but anyway, as a trans woman, this is how it affects... Okay. Oh my god, chill.
What? Like, how does that work? Like, but by doing so, it makes me less than. I'm less...
Yeah, will you guys do me a favor? If I'm 40 years old and I'm acting like this, will you just, like... Will you please just, like, everybody collectively boo me? Like, every time you're in chat, you just say, boo, log off. Like, if I'm like this when I'm 50, please, just... Get me my walker and tell me to fuck off, okay? That's crazy.
Less moral and less believable now. And on top of the whole patriarchy and the idea of, like, men do these abuses, despite the fact we're talking about two trans women. On top of that, misgendering easy makes sense because in some ways it's an invalidation. It's a way in which to sort of depower the situation. It's almost like another form of predator jacketing, but they're painting you through patriarchy instead. Lupo, 110%.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely it.
110%.
Well, and if I'm trans mask, then suddenly it's okay to do all of these. And it's also okay to hurt Poppy because she's okay with me from that fatalist perspective as well.
Oh, other things that have been going on with this whole thing is, I will say this: anything nasty or mean that I've said about a particular
I'm 37, so it's almost time.
person, specifically a person named Tallow,
I'm just kidding.
I retract.
I'm actually 38.
And the reason I say that is really simply this. Tallow is a girl that I used to talk to from Australia who got sucked in by Melina's bullshit. But recently, for some reason...
Xena is transmask. Xena identifies as transmask, but Xena also allows certain people to get the she-her pass. Yeah.
She's kept unblocking the channel account, and I saw on her account that she was dealing with severe mental illness. I reached out, and we had a very pleasant conversation, just human to human. And I asked people on Twitter to not give her shit for talking to me. This was just a human moment. And I told people, namely our followers, to leave her alone. So I'm asking that again, is even though Tallow was dating Haley, no Flake, the woman who assaulted me, this isn't about that. What it's about is I was worried about a person that used to be a friend, and I don't want any harm coming to her. So if you happen to see Tallow online, just leave her alone. She's dealing with a lot, and I care about her as a person, even if we're not friends anymore.
The Keffel sweep.
Yeah, I hope she's all right and safe. From what I can tell, she is. As far as I'm concerned, she's good people. She's just in a very, very hard situation. I won't go into, but yeah. I feel for her, and I also realize that, yeah, it's a shitty situation to watch your former friend that you were considering dating and your current girlfriend tear at each other constantly, because I can only imagine what that's like on her end. I know it's been hell for me, so I just want her to be okay and safe, and if I could, I would...
Again, how do we make this about us? How do we do that?
She wants back.
Wowza.
You know, but yeah, beyond that...
Matt Torrent, she disavowed Keffel. She made a tweet about it this morning. I don't know about the Vosh thing, to be completely honest with you. I never got, like, a solid direction on that. Keffels is shit, people. Boo hiss.
Melina also recently decided to lose her shit about posts. So, as you know, I commission art, and there's a couple commissions that have been in the works for a while, even before I lost my job. Some of these, spoiler alert, are not safe for work. I can't show them on stream, because they're very, very pornographic. And so, one of the problems is that apparently there's been this thing where, like, singlets don't understand how plural systems work. They're also very well made.
Singlet is the word for people that don't have alters. That's what a singlet is, for everybody who's about to get, like, their fucking senses attacked.
Well, thank you. I look for really good artists. I pride myself on having a good eye for art, because I suck at drawing it. But the thing is that Melina went on this bizarre tangent, essentially doing the woke skull RGR shit, where it was like, basically, like, you have to understand that, like, if you're a system, right, you're a person with multiple personalities, and I realize that the drama sphere and a certain Calvin Guerra Part 2...
That's me, name drop. That's me. I'm also going to soy out for a minute really quickly. I think it's really funny that they will, like, whine and cry and bitch and moan about, like, battleism and, like, how fucking mean and evil all these people are to, like, trans men and shit like that. Like, if I was somebody who was, like, a little bit more bitch-made, I would absolutely consider it to be transphobic that they continually call me Calvin Guerra when, the only thing that we have in common is that we're both trans. Like, if I was going to moral frog about it, like, who's the one that's being transphobic here? Obviously, I think it's hilarious. I wish that I had a better nickname. I truthfully wish I had a cooler nickname. But, you know, we take what's given to us. We take what the good Lord gives us. But I think, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. It's like, we don't really see the weird implication of calling, like, every trans guy who disagrees with you, like, Calvin Guerra.
Believe otherwise. They're wrong. They just don't understand the data. They don't know where the stuff's at. They are just ignorant. They are not mental health professionals. They are not people that deal with this stuff.
Also,
I don't care.
If you don't believe the idea is real or OSD or anything else, stop going to the doctor. They're using the same diagnostic manuals that also list dissociative disorders, by the way.
Including the fact...
Okay, this is really interesting to me. I'm kind of steering towards this direction because after reading some of their Israel and Palestine takes, and they give a few of those coveted wonderful big brain takes in here as well. This is more of the angle that's interesting to me at this current juncture. So the argument presented is don't go to the doctor, because if you disagree with certain things that are in the DSM, they're using that book to diagnose you. So therefore, you can never go to the doctor because they're using a manual that you don't believe in. Gambling addiction is not a disorder in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. And that is a big contention for a lot of people. Even in the psychological community, that's like a hotly contentious issue. Because the way that gambling addiction works, is it activates the same receptors on your brain as, like, substances and shit like that. So there's no formal diagnosis for gambling addiction. okay? But plenty of people will disagree and argue and fight to the death over the existence of gambling addiction being a real disorder. Now, I can hold that position pretty easily and say, hey, there are things in this manual that I either agree with or I don't agree with, that they should be classified this way or that they shouldn't be classified this way. However, just because I have my contentions with that doesn't mean that I throw out the baby with the bathwater. So, like, I'm a lot more interested these days in, like, they just, it's so weird because they have somewhat of a sizable platform, if you will. You know, for a while there, they had like 10K-ish subscribers. Like, they were doing okay, you know, nothing to write home about, but definitely not something to shake a stick at, so to speak. However, how did you build a fan base without knowing, like, literally fucking anything that you're talking about? Like, is there no consistency? Is there no underlying principle that you're appealing to? Is it literally just how you feel in the moment? And if I'm being completely honest, I think that's exactly what it is. But it's like, I can have, you know, opinions or thoughts about the way that certain things are coded for, the way that certain things are included or discluded in the diagnostical and statistical manual. And I can still see the utility in a lot of the diagnoses that are presented within it. Like the example that I just gave with gambling addiction. Porn addiction also isn't recognized as a disorder in the DSM. Like, things like that, where I can look at that and be like, I don't know if I really jive with this. I think that maybe, you know, this should be in here or this shouldn't be in here, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't mean that we throw the baby out with the bathwater, because I'd be willing to bet that to some extent, like, on a base level, that they would agree that gambling addiction is a thing, because there are people that, you know, behave and exhibit the same disordered behavior that people with like physiological addictions do with gambling and with pornography. But those aren't classified as disorders. So how do we square that circle? Really, really interesting to me. Very, that's kind of where my ire is, because in listening to a lot of this shit, I'm like, what do you guys actually, like, think, if anything? Or is it like your existence truly just to be as contrarian and as self-interested as possible? And I think it's the latter, truthfully. But man, it's interesting to think about, I think. We need an air horn emote. Okay, I'll work on that. I refuse to be called a singlet. Oh, Jennifer. Yeah, CPTSD isn't the current DSM either. How do trans people suddenly become experts on the conflict in the Middle East? Xena and Poppy have kind of always done, like, a weird, like, political bend to a lot of their shit, but their understanding of, like, politics is very shallow and surface level. But they like to posture, like, the ultimate authority on, like, everything, as we've seen. So it's really interesting to me, because I think the thing that's most interesting in a lot of conversations is, like, where are you getting this from? Like, explain to me how you arrived here. Like, explain to me your thought process. And it seems like their thought process is, that's how I feel about it. And it's just an interesting place. An interesting crossroads to find yourself at, I think, personally. Calvin Garrett Part 2, that's messed up. What, they were the name drop? Yeah. I don't know. It's because I'm a scary trans med. I'm not, but... Small bean, let's go, yes. Porn bad. Discord is never mentioned in the DSM. True, bro. True. Also, what was I going to say? I just saw something and it's gone. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure that these two are, like, big on the train of self-diagnosis as well. So, I mean, psychological institutions around the world advise heavily against self-diagnosis and shit like that. I wonder, again, how we square that circle. I don't know. We may never find out.
Fact, like, if you have a diagnosis for generalized anxiety disorder or gender dysphoria,
these are all in the same document, in the
Literally
same massive,
Hitler.
you know, world-renowned books about diagnosis. Like, no, this stuff's real.
But yeah, so basically my point is that...
Well, and quickly, for over in Twitch chat, Cornbread says, yes, dissociative disorder exists. I'm pretty sure that people with that disorder don't encourage to use their dissociative identities to reserve Discord kittens. And Crimson says, whenever I hear people talk about DID, it sounds more maladaptive daydreaming. I will once again reiterate that by Poppy's own admission, her alters, quote unquote, were formed through Tulpa, which is a Buddhist religious practice which manifests like spirit entity or like spirit. I don't remember the word for it. It's like spirit things or whatever. You're basically manifesting imaginary friends. So she isn't what would be considered a traumagenic system, which means that in the DID community, this isn't really recognized. It's like a colloquial word. In the DID community, something that is called a traumagenic system is a dissociative system that is basically created out of trauma and like a trauma response. So something traumatic happens to you early in development. And your psyche essentially fractures and creates all of these different personalities in order to like externalize the trauma and cope. And that's a traumagenic system. It forms through trauma. Endogenic systems are systems that are formed without trauma, in the absence of trauma. And again, endogenic and traumagenic are colloquial terms that are used within the DID, like plural community or whatever. It's not officially recognized. But endogenic systems that are formed without the existence of trauma, are not recognized in like any medical practice in the world, because in order to have a dissociative disorder, or not a dissociative disorder, excuse me, in order to have like DID, essentially, you have to have significant childhood trauma. That's how it's formed. That's like how you get it, essentially. And there is still it's still a hotly contested issue within psychological communities if DID even truly exists. Poppy doesn't claim to have DID. Poppy claims to have OSDD, which is other specified dissociative disorder, which is basically an umbrella term for like dissociative symptoms that don't really fit neatly under any category or umbrella, which is in general, it's kind of like a shit fuck waste of a diagnosis, because you can usually cluster dissociative symptoms underneath other disordered behaviors and other disorders. And it's still debated to this day about the existence of like DID, OSDD, or if this can be described by other disordered behaviors. And finally, and lastly, I will drive home once again that Poppy claims that her system was formed through the religious practice of tulpa. In the DSM, it specifies explicitly that any kind of spiritual dissociation, so like, you know, if you're Christian and you go to church and you speak in tongues, that excludes you from the diagnostic criteria. So you can't get diagnosed with like DID or OSDD if your alters are a result of like religious or cultural spiritual practices, or like drug-induced, alcohol-induced, like substance-induced. So I get really drunk, I punch a hole in the wall, and I'm like, that wasn't me, it was Kevin. That would exclude me from the criteria. So by Poppy's own description of her own quote-unquote disorder, she doesn't meet the diagnostic criteria. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. I appreciate the context. You're welcome. So Poppy literally admits she willed herself and have any DID. Yeah, I might actually have the screenshots. I don't remember if I saved them or not. I've been trying to be better about like saving shit so I don't have to search for everything every time I try to find it. Yeah, here they are. Hang on. They're called thought forms. I was wrong. Okay, so there's an overlap between what we define as a headmate / alter and what is commonly called a thought form / tulpa, but you're not ready for that conversation. So it's a thought form essentially. And then this is the other part of it here. And she says, absolutely, there seems to be a debate in the plural community about BPD-based systems, but it seems the no side is mostly conjecture or misunderstanding of BPD and how strong Criteria 9 is. So she basically claims that her alter is a result of like BPD symptoms and dissociation, and then tulpa, which is like a spiritual thought form that's practiced in Buddhism. So, I mean, even if we go by her own description, she wouldn't meet diagnostic criteria. So, singlet sounds like a slur for a femtop. Yeah, a little bit. No, I don't know if we're going to get all the way through this video. There's like two things that I will skip to if we have to. I don't know if we're going to watch this whole thing today. The two things that I wanted to hit on, one of them is, so I don't talk about politics. I'm going to be very explicitly clear. That's something that I don't really talk about on stream. Obviously, I have my own political affiliations, biases, ideas, thoughts, feelings, whatever the fuck. I just don't talk about them on stream. I don't care to. I think it's boring. Anyway, something that I think is really interesting is people that weigh in on a lot of this stuff when they just don't really know what they're talking about. It's very interesting to me. But anyway, Poppy goes on to say, like, you know, is what is happening in Palestine and Gaza, is that bad? Yeah. Is that genocide? Yeah. But there's more important things. Like, we're losing the right to healthcare in the United States. And it's like, That is the most privileged, like, white woman shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. In my entire fucking life, bro. Like, if you truly believe this, if you truly think what's going on right now in Gaza is a genocide, if that's truly your belief, there's more important things to worry about than a literal fucking genocide that's happening right now. Like, honestly, the queen of how can I make this about me? Bombastic side-eye. Like, chill. Okay. Second of all, the other thing that she brings up is, and if we have to skip to it, we will. She says, in relation to Snowflake and the accusation that she, you know, God, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. So she's talking about like how Snowflake is accusing her of rape or whatever, and she's like, if I'm this evil person, how come I've never raped anybody else then? How come I've never done this to anybody else? If it's true, then why have I never done this before? Like, what an argument is that? How could I have raped this woman when I didn't rape all of these women? How can you say I did this when here are all the times that I've never done it? Crazy, dude. Crazy. But we'll see. We'll see how far we get through this today. We'll see. Okay, hang on. Sorry, let me catch back up. I just don't believe anybody who roleplays on Discord with bots and emails. Goddamn, Kevin. Thanks. I know you don't talk about politics here. I just feel like they were tone deaf. No, I agree. White Westerners who are Zen Buddhists are kind of sus. Yeah, Western, like... What did she say? She was like a Buddhist shaman from like fucking... from like fucking Michigan. Okay, yeah, true. Oh no, Duke. Sad face. To my knowledge, the original non-internet concept of Topol was Buddhist thought forms. Yeah, exactly. I generally don't think that vote shimming works. We can have... yes, she does, sigh. Yeah, but you have to get through the Thai sex worker thing first. True. Trump 2024, let's go. Yeah, saying that it's a genocide and there's more important things. Like, if you believe that it is a genocide, I think that would arguably be, like, the most important thing. Like, yeah, you could lose access to your hormones, but people are dying, Kim. Like, if you believe this, people are dying right now. Little kids are getting blown into smithereens, and you're like, but my hormones. It's like, people are dying, Kim. If you believe that, I think that your priorities would be a little bit shifted, at least in my opinion, but... there are theories that DID is an extreme form of BPD. They haven't been proven. There's also theories that DID is also just like an extreme form of CPTSD. DID and its existence is still a hotly contested issue within like the psychological community. There are still people that like sit on the APA that will, you know, debate its existence. So it's not like this settled science or whatever the fuck. Like there are still people that presently, you know, participate in writing diagnostic criteria that will argue that it doesn't exist, or that it's miscategorized, essentially, that it's like can be explained away by other disordered behavior, that it's not a diagnosis in and of itself. Hashtag Malcolm doesn't miss base. Let's go. Oh, yeah. No. And comorbidities are high, and... I mean, it's... I don't know. I don't fuck with it, but... Alright, let's keep going, guys.
Alright, back. Good. Trying to keep an eye on the bottom so you guys don't lose stuff. So basically, long story short is she went into this big thing basically saying, like, trying to, like, pedo jacket me, essentially. Because she, one, doesn't understand who the members of the system are, but two, she sort of tried to frame Penny as being younger than she is, and then put on me that, like... Look at Penny's character. She has, like, braces, and her body fluids are, like, hallucinogenic MDMA, and, like, all of these things. And it's like, well, she's a fallen angel that literally created the concept of embracing your lover, one. Two, she's not a teenager. She's literally, like, in her mid-20s. Three, she's the one that created the character.
She was canonically, like, 14 years old, but I guess she grew up in the headspace. Good for her.
Her concept. Also, she's canonically, as in the OC, a sex worker.
Also, as far as the braces thing, adults can get braces too. Not everyone has like the privilege of
which
doing it as a child.
Netface literally just said the same thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. They magically fall off you once you reach the age of 18.
It's like a lizard tail.
Oh my god.
God damn it. No, like that's a privilege thing. I'm sorry, but that's a privilege thing. If you think that only kids...
You guys, it is a privileged position for you to think that this picture, this sexy picture I drew of somebody who looks very juvenile with braces, it's very privileged of you to think that this is a kid, because not everybody has rich parents who can give them braces. You fucking ignorant bitches. Like, what?
Braces. Fucking privilege.
My mom got braces in her 40s, right? So like again, when Penny created this concept, when we were making her persona, she wanted to go for like a less like creepy version of like Belle Delphine, like kind of not in like the game.
Okay, and what is Belle Delphine popular for? What is the aesthetic that Belle Delphine puts forward? What is she going for? What's like her target audience there? Do we think? What does she get at? What's like her whole thing? You guys, quick answers in chat. What does Belle Delphine do? Oh no, I didn't switch it over. I'm sorry, my bad. My bad. You should have. You guys should have told me. Oh, you did tell me. I'm just stupid. Sorry, guys. I was too into solitaire. I'm sorry, my bad.
Bathwater thing or the weird creepy shit, but just like somebody who like looked a bit younger and could do like cam work and stuff like that, and like. Again, this is really normalized within adult sex work, so I don't understand what the problem is.
It's really normalized. Raise your hand if you guys have ever gone to a strip club and the strippers had braces and you were like, hell yeah. What? Bro!
Is that she's a tiger shark. Tiger sharks lose teeth and they're always on an edge. She literally like chews on tires. It's on her fucking reference.
If she loses her teeth all the time because she's a tiger shark and she's chewing on, you know, tires and she needs braces for that. Is that not the privileged position that she can afford to get her braces changed out regularly? Hello? Oh my god, I feel like I'm being choked to death.
Reference sheet. The whole joke of the braces is to make her teeth straight.
The chibi chewing out the tire is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, like hold on, let me find the safer work version of this, because I want to point this out and you guys tell me, is this character like in any way, shape, or form a child? Because I have questions.
Well, let's see. Let's do our own analysis.
There she is. This is.
This is. Oh, my volume booster won't let this go on full screen. But I need my volume booster. Okay, anyway. These ones are drawn as like, yes, juvenile, I would say. I don't know, the shark teeth, the braces. I mean, listen, I'm not a furry art connoisseur, so I'll defer to the experts in chat. All you nasty fucks, go ahead and speak up, because these look juvenile to me. These ones right here do, but I just work here. I don't.
This is the redacted version of the sheet that is the one I post for safe for work versions. Look at the tire. Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on.
Doing the flash at the bottom thing again.
That's fine. That's fine. There's nothing in there that's a problem.
Yeah, we're not going to accidentally show porn this
The
time.
tire's so good, and she's chewing on her. The whole bio is being chewed on.
The whole bio is being chewed on.
The about the bio have chunks missing, and the chunks are at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, she has an ocean. It looks like an ocean. Like, okay, she has braces. Like, yeah, she has hallucinogenic stuff. That's like the entire concept of like what her angelic form does to her body. Like, so like.
For the record, for anybody who is not caught up on the lore, the altar has hallucinogenic vaginal secretions that is like MDMA and like LSD.
Like to grown ass adult. The entire concept of Penny is that she's actually Thai, and the idea is that basically a Thai trans woman died of an overdose, and when Penny fell, she basically fell into her body, and that.
I'm just gonna keep going.
That's where she lives now. And that's why she's such a weird fucking color and all that stuff.
She lives inside of a dead Thai sex worker. Anyway.
This is because of the angelic stuff. Like, I think about my OCs. I have entire AUs built around them. There's one right now where she's like building a family with like a hybrid lion wolf guy. The fuck are we doing? Also, and I want to be really clear on this.
I don't know what we're doing.
OCs are not people. Penny in here is a person. Penny there is a shark. This is a character for roleplay and for building persona. Like, there's no, like, they're not the same thing. So when she conflates them, she sounds like an idiot.
One's in chat if you're an idiot that can't follow this, please. One's in chat if you're a dumb fuck who doesn't understand, like, any of these words that are not in the Bible. And help me out, guys. One's in chat if you're also a fucking idiot. Anybody? Miss Pussy, you're in for, or Mr. Pussy, you're in for a horrible fucking time if you just took an edible. I'm very sorry. All right, cool. We're all just dumb fucks. All right, dumb fucks, rise up. Let's go, dumb fucks. Come on. Come on, you fucking idiots. Come on, let's go.
Honestly, OC novel win. We'll talk about it. I need a ghostwriter. But it's gonna be 18 plus. This is how my characters roll. Like, you're never supposed to never make non-white characters according to these people. Tiger sharks are literally in the ocean off the coast of this plate. I looked at their fucking migration patterns. Ah! Like, you don't understand how much research I did on sharks. I understand tentacles. Do you know what a tentacle is? It's the fucking, like, little fucking, like, weird goddamn chainmail their skin is made out of. That is just little blades. That's why putting your hand on a shark and it rubbing across is bad, because they're basically made of hooky sandpaper.
Cornbread, I will pay you so much money if you send me a video of you trying to explain this to your grandpa.
Yeah.
I write a lot of stories with friends, but yeah, I haven't done a lot of professional writing.
I've been having a really fun time trying to find stuffed animals for everyone. By the way, it took me a while to find a tiger shark, like a realistic looking stuffed tiger shark, but I found one. That was a Christmas gift, and it's on our bed, and it's cute.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, again, look at these eyes. Like, dude, this is the tiny version. This is the shrunken version, and these eyes are so fucking, like, detailed. If I was to show you the not safe for work version with the actual, like, what is it, like 18,000 by like 5,000 size, like, set sheet, like you could just.
The only reason she knows that is because she zooms in on the pussy. Like, she gets her care, and she's like, more, and she's like zooming.
Zoom in this forever and see the eye. Like,
I helped give ideas actually for the copper and the cyan. I think it was around for some of that, and that is.
Oh yeah, she glows like Godzilla.
Yeah, no, but like the copper and cyan are one of my favorite color combinations, though. They're just so brilliant and amazing. And I've worked with copper and art, and I love all the glowiness of it. Like the glowing fluids is just hysterical.
Yeah, like literally, like
all together. Like when you put all this together, it's just great and fun.
Can I just tell you
the glowing MDMA vaginal secretions? I would be obliged to agree, like, with how fun would MDMA, like, coming out of your body be? It'd be pretty sick. Like, that'd be kind of cool. But, like, we took it and we just ran. We went a little too far down the road. We wandered too far from God. We never stopped to think if we should. Thank you for the $10, TT the Cat. It's greatly appreciated. I'm struggling to be a human being right now. I wish that I was a Thai sex worker shark. That'd be very cool right now. Oh, vodka. I don't even know, man. Wait, I want to try to explain this very offline friend and see what they have to say. Yes, Mr. Pussy, do it right now. Yes. Okay, Uwu is the only non-idiot among us. Okay, I work with this kind of art, so I speak dingus. She's trying to say that the Fursona Penny is a character that belongs to the altar Penny, instead of the Fursona being a representation of her. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But she's an angel that inhabits a dead Thai sex worker. I don't know. There's so many pieces that I don't know where they go. I don't know how to fit it. Glowing fluids. Dude, I know people who are systems and have been able to vaguely follow the popular. I don't even ask. Yeah, we're explaining the Fursona right now. I had to send that chat to help keep Malcolm tethered. Oh, here we go.
1 billion 111 milliards 111 millions 111 111.
Dude, that's based. We're gonna listen to that again. That was good. Wow, this French TTS goes hard as fuck, guys.
1 billion 111 milliards 111 millions 111 111.
Love. Wow, beautiful, guys, beautiful. Thank you, TT the Cat, for the $2, dude. Sick, love. I wish that I was Rosemary Kennedy right now. I want to be Rosemary Kennedy so bad right now, you guys. Yes, Roxy. You said also and then didn't elaborate. Okay, per girl slay. Writing an OC of an angel that inhabits the body of a dead Thai sex worker with hallucinogenic vaginal secretions has to be some kind of bigotry. Like, I wanna say it's racist, but I can't identify. Like, it's so convoluted, I don't know where the racism is, but it, like, saying that out loud, like, it sounds racist, am I right? Like, an OC altar that has fallen from heaven that inhabits the body of a dead Thai sex worker. That's why she's blue. And because the Thai worker died of an overdose, the altar has hallucinogenic MDMA, LSD-laced vaginal secretions. Like, something in there has to be racist. There's racism in there somewhere. There's racism in there somewhere.
Like, I want to tell you that like the joke of this came about is the idea of going down on some girl and your face comes back and it looks like you broke a glow stick on your face.
Oh no, where is that picture?
Sentences I never needed to hear. Please, please, please bring back mental asylums for me. Please, I would like to be in a padded room. Please, 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 please. Two hits of Ativan. Put me in the padded room. Give me some graham crackers and let me go to sleep for a few days. Fuck me. The Thai girl overdosed on drugs. Fuck, please. There are people known in Thailand as the ladyboys, aka trans workers. No, yeah. That's why I would say that this is weird as fuck, guys. One lobotomy, please. Thank you. Dude, I just developed a new altar. It's Rosemary Kennedy, so I can actually get through this fucking video.
I have that picture in my lesbians folder. I can find it.
Okay, at some point, all right. There's
not the lesbian folder, bro.
And there's, I don't even remember how.
No, I got it. Chill.
It's really good.
It's safe for
no
work too.
chill.
It's just
Is it?
cute. Yes.
No, you're right. It is. There's just kisses everywhere.
There's just kisses everywhere over clothes. It's
and they're glowing.
But again, the whole idea was like, what if like her body fluids like fucked with people's minds and then also like glowed? Like again and again. Okay, this is how much I go into this OC shit. Like again, call me weird, but like
this is like that shit that you're on when you like accidentally smoke like spice. This is like the level that you're on when you buy from your friend, you trust your friend has this great plug, he can sell you like super cheap shit, and you accidentally smoke like fucking spice. That's the kind of shit this is.
the whole idea was that her body fluid actually isn't a chemical that causes like this effect. It's actually that she's creating an empathetic bond with the person, and it creates a feedback loop between the person's pleasure and her own. So you just keep doing this. That was the concept.
Like an infinite motion.
Girl, you have way too much fucking free time. This is what you're thinking about? The feedback loop of the hallucinogenic properties of the vaginal secret. Please get a different, like, learn how to knit or something, dude. Like, Xena's over here doing their little arts and crafts and shit. Why don't you do that? Why don't you take up cross stitching or something? Holy fuck!
Yeah, it just becomes perpetual.
This is literally like that. Oh fuck, that wasn't a microdose. And then you're sitting there for like 10 minutes and your bud goes, dude, what if I was a dead Thai sex worker? And you're just like, all right, bud, I'm gonna need you to take some deep breaths for me.
Fucking like it basically just becomes like a positive feedback loop. That was the concept. Is literally her making an emotional bond with the person. But like somehow I'm creepy and like somehow doing something like a bad because she can't even read the goddamn sheet or even get which.
Yeah, Melina. Yeah, Melina, you stupid bitch. Like, why can't you understand that she's a fallen angel that is inhabiting a dead Thai sex worker who overdosed, who has hallucinogenic vaginal properties, who's an adult tiger shark that has braces because tiger sharks chew on things, and she's very obviously chewing on a tire in the picture. You dumb bitch, Melina. Come on. Keep up. Keep up. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. We're good. This is a serious topic. Everybody settle down. Okay.
She can talk crap about Pepper. She can try to talk crap about Pepper.
Hide the bottom. Make sure the slideshow goes.
I know. 1 second.
Windows is a pain.
Yeah, don't accidentally show
Look
porn
at this.
again.
Look at that.
Okay,
this is what gave me the idea. Is this or is
I'm gonna die?
this not
This is
boss?
so good. Oh god.
Please euthanize me, please.
You know which one's the top? I'm just saying.
I wish that I was old Yeller right now. God, what I wouldn't give to be Helen Keller. What I wouldn't give. Wow, everyone's so creative.
But like, I just need you guys to understand that like this idea was just something really fun, and these are the people that claim to be my fucking enemies. Like they just basically like they just absurdly go for like any way they can try to like predator pedo jack at me in any way they can, because again, I genuinely actually think it's transphobia. I said this on Twitter and I still hold to it. I genuinely think a lot of these people hate me because I think they genuinely have like real issues.
Oh, I'm becoming unhinged. I'm having I'm having a Joker moment right now. I'm turning into Liana Kersner. You guys, I think the real reason, I think we all need to do a little self-reflection exercise quickly. I think the reason a lot of us are uncomfortable with the dead Thai sex worker who is possessed by the angelic spirit of a tiger shark that has hallucinogenic vaginal secretions because the Thai sex worker overdosed when she died. I think that if you have a problem with that, you really need to examine your transphobia. I think that's why you have an issue with it. It isn't the racism. It isn't the weird date rape hallucinogenic vaginal secretions. It's not the goonery. It's not the tiger shark. It's not that the tiger shark has braces, because obviously sharks have orthodontic issues. You ignorant sluts. It is very apparent to me that you guys actually just hate trans women. That just...
issues with transphobia, but they're different kinds. Some of these people, and I won't name names, but some of these people in the Lily Orchard hate group, I genuinely think it is literally just they hate certain trans people, and this gives them the ability to act out. And in some cases, I literally think it's that they objectify trans people. Like, I swear to God, in trans person's head, she thinks I'm an object. She thinks I'm a thing she can control. And so she's going to abuse and batter and talk shit about me until I either reciprocate feelings or do whatever. So
I'm sure everybody here is just super eager to get back into the poppy kill. I'm sure that's exactly the end goal. The end goal. Yes, yes, yes.
This is just nice.
God forbid a woman has a hobby.
Visual art. But two, I highly recommend people go through and like read the doc, because you'll notice that the whole drama sphere hasn't, and that's because they don't care about the truth. They don't care about reality.
Sorry, what I missed something.
But two, I highly recommend people go through and like read the doc, because
I did.
You'll notice that the whole drama sphere hasn't. And that's because they don't care about the truth. They don't care about reality. They don't care about
I did, but...
They want to talk shit. They want to frame their arguments as hyperbolic as possible to get the most number of clicks, and then fuck off. Not realizing that shit's going to be online forever. The only person that's hid there is President Sunday, and President Sunday still is claiming that I wasn't assaulted, despite the fact that both law and ethics are on my side.
Okay, guys, but have you considered that Anton Scalia agrees with me? Have you guys considered that?
And I can tell none of them watched the video about rape by deception. None of them.
And I'm pretty sure he got a lot wrong anyways, and that helped. That was kind of one of the reasons for hiding it. Because when you've got a certain someone in your chat claiming just blatantly false information about a headmate, yeah, you probably don't have the truth, and you're probably getting the truth from fucked up sources that don't give a shit about the truth. So, you know.
One's in chat if you care about the truth. Who's in chat if you don't give a fuck?
At the end of the day, my argument's going to be the same as, like, these people are clowns, and I'm going to keep being here. Yeah, he's become a drama streamer. He's also just doing Dead Space content, which is funny to me because, like, I like that successful. Oh, hey, you're back.
I know, we're getting more Xena time. I really appreciate that. Hashtag no Xena erasure. What is this Cavil's pause right now? Oh, it was their internet clipping. Okay. Okay, let's go. How are we having another dramatic pause?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to fix it. Just refresh.
Okay.
We're just gonna go right into a segment.
You know what's really good for audience retention, you guys? When you have to refresh your stream like 7 times. That's really good for, like, there's nothing that viewers love more than having to refresh the stream like 20 times. Nobody loves that more, you guys.
Hey, everybody. So, this is kind of a twofer, and it's going to be short and sweet because I don't want to steal all of Sage's thunder, but this is a conversation we had with her, and I wanted to speak to it while we streamed.
Oh, this is the Israel-Palestine shit, I think. Yes!
We haven't really been watching other streamers for a while. In fact, we really haven't been watching a lot of the online left, and the reason for that is that, if I want to be 100% honest,
I'm leaving the
left.
left.
Let me down. Like,
yeah, I was sitting here.
And I'm going to bring up 2 issues.
Okay, let's go.
There were people in the online left that I literally thought would have my back, because I tried to have their back multiple times. I tried to support them.
Bro, this shit is so lame. I'm so tired of this shit, dude. Nobody owes you fucking loyalty. I don't care if, like, you defended me or something one time. If you do something shitty, I don't fucking care. Like, Hello? Like, can we not criticize individuals? Can we not criticize individuals? Who gives a shit? I don't owe you fucking anything. Nobody owes you shit. Nobody owes you shit. Just because I defended you one time, like, doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
Tried to do things. And they didn't. They stayed silent, or they even went forth and talked shit.
Hopefully soon, Fungo.
Keffel.
Fungo, are you... You're one of the few people who watch me from Chud Logic's community, right? Or am I misremembering? I have like no memory retention. Bye, Jennifer. Love you. Have a good day. Okay, I got you. There's like a few people that hang around from when I talked to Chud Logic, so I was just checking, just refreshing my memory. I noticed that there's quite a few people here. Make sure you like the video or you're transphobic. Also, feel free to give me your money, okay? Because I need intensive fucking psychotherapy. Like, no shit. I think I'm gonna log off and cry. And just a fun question. You're from Chud Logic's channel as well. I haven't, Malcolm, this really isn't unfair. You need to be more compassionate and realize that Poppy and Xena have been through a lot. You're right. I'm sorry. My mistake. Anyway, I was going to ask, because I never really streamed on YouTube, you guys. I streamed on YouTube because everybody was bitching that I was streaming on Twitch, and I was like, fine, I'll stream on YouTube. And then I streamed on YouTube, and surprisingly, like, more people like to watch live streams on YouTube now. I don't know when that happened. But anyway, since there's a lot of homies in here that, like, watch me on YouTube, I don't have as much of a viewership on Twitch. Boo hiss. But anyway, where did you guys find my content? I know that a significant portion of you guys probably came from Chud Logic's community, but where did all you little nerds come from? I have a few people from Chud Logic. But where else did you guys find me? Tell me. Switch onto here. Okay. Space Dust. That's right. Our Queen Space Dust. That's right. RGR. What? Biceps and bikinis. Have you really been loitering around that long? And I've just never seen you in chat before? Are you for real right now? Chat GPT recommendations. All right. YouTube drama thread. Okay, Bay, Stardust, Normal Dust. Oh, Nick Diorio. Did Nick Diorio talk about me? Xenon Poppy stuff. Small Moth Sense panels. Okay. Essence of Thought. Ads suck on Twitch. Chud. Essence of Thought. They used to tweet me stacks. Oh, damn. Crazy. Leo Convoy. Luxander. YouTube. Rex.
Hilarious. You can't stand the truth.
Thanks for the sub, bud. Oh, yeah. I remember that. We did have a debate way back in the day. Yes, we did. I remember that. I still have that video, I think. I think I just have it privated. I remember that. Yeah, damn. Okay. Ariel Scarcella videos, okay. Lurking around since RGR. Oh, yeah. Wow. That was a long time ago, you guys. That was like 2-3 years ago. Wow. Sick, dude. Okay, just curious. I like to know where you guys come from. Yeah, Cornbread, you've been on Twitch for a while, King. When you talk to Calvin... today I stopped being a lurker. Okay, sick. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Yeah, some of you guys have been here for a little bit.
Hilarious.
Sick,
you
dude.
Can't stand the truth.
YouTube drama Reddit. Okay, sick. Sick, guys. Sick. All right. All right. Is everybody ready to continue on with our lobotomy mission?
Flat out lied, claiming that I had asked her to get involved with drama when I had asked her how to deal with a harassment campaign.
Like person to person.
Like in DMs asking her how to deal with it, how she dealt with it. Vosh has been irritating me because, spoiler alert, he's been doing the anti-electoralism stuff. He's been saying, you can't push leftists over on Biden.
He's literally always been like this. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Vosh is like far left. What?
Fuck him.
I think I actually got banned from the YouTube drama Reddit for self-promoting. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you guys. I think I got banned from that Reddit. That sucks.
Like, one thing abundantly fucking clear. Like, there is an election coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And
there is.
Loathe anti-electoral bullshit. Do I think voting is the only thing you should be doing? No. Do I think that you should rely on the Democrats to make everything better? No.
Okay.
Do I think that you should, in any way, shape, or form, just sit on your hands and do nothing? No.
Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
You pick your villain. You pick your enemy. And right now, useless Democrats are a lot easier to bully then fascists. Anyone that says these two parties are the same does not care about trans people, does not care about...
Wait a second. We dropped the F word. Hang on, we gotta go back.
Your villain. You pick your enemy. And right now, useless Democrats are a lot easier to bully than fascists.
Okay. I want to just, like... I don't like talking about politics. I'm going to preface this. I don't like talking about politics, but my arm has been twisted, okay? I think that you are, like, certifiably fucking delulu if you think a majority of the U.S., like, Republican Party is fascist. Are there, like, people that are very authoritarian, very nationalistic, very big government, very big government oversight? What is the thing? It's... Oh, I'm not going to be able to remember. It's like it's something 2025. It's like a constituency where they want to, like, the Republicans essentially want to, like, gut the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, like shit like that. Like if they get elected, that's their pledge, where they're like, we're going to get in and we're going to like fucking gut the federal government and rebuild it up. Project 2025, that's what I'm thinking of. Are there people like that? Yeah, absolutely. I think that you can easily point to like certain facets of the right and say that these are like fascistic in certain aspects of their policy and kind of the goals that they have for the U.S. government and the ways that they want to achieve that. But I think that you are actually smoking fucking crack if you think your average run-of-the-mill conservative, like middle America guy that goes to church every weekend with his family, has a dog, you know, believes that abortion is murder, and like wants to own guns. If you think that that guy is a fucking fascist, I think that you need to be institutionalized. A lot of these people like throw around the word fascism, and they don't know like what makes something fascistic.
You got a penis?
Thanks for the sub, bud. I appreciate it greatly. Something that makes something fascistic is usually like it's paleogenic ultranationalism. It was Rot that said it in chat. So usually they want to return to some like paleogenic era. They want to maintain a pure state or a pure that area that's usually tied by blood to land, and they usually want to purify this based on either ethnic or intrinsic characteristics that are believed to be degenerate. I think that there are people within like the current Republican Party that could definitely meet this threshold. But if you live, you know, in like fucking Oklahoma and you go to Ace Hardware and there's a dude working behind the counter that has like a shirt on that says that like I love my AR-15, I would be hard pressed to believe that this guy who just wants to keep his guns and thinks that abortion is murder, that this guy is a fucking fascist. It does like an incredible disservice to a lot of political discourse to essentially call anything that is like slightly right-leaning fascistic, because it takes the teeth out of what a fascist actually is. And there are fascist movements that are occurring globally, and in some pockets of the United States where, and we can look at Project 2025, I think that would be an example of some kind of fascistic attempt to essentially change the structure of the U.S. government. But, you guys, your fucking mom and pop fisherman John, who just thinks that fetuses are like babies, that guy's not a fucking fascist. And I think that you need to be institutionalized if you honestly believe that with your whole fucking heart. I don't think a lot of people calling everyone fascist knows what fascism is, yeah. And I mean, the reality of it is that I would say that Trump is probably the closest that we, at least in my lifetime, that we've seen as somebody who was fascistic, somebody who has a blatant disregard for the electoral process, checks and balances, so on and so forth, wanted like unilateral power to kind of just do whatever he wanted. I would say that borders into like fascistic practices and what have you. But I think generally, like, your average fucking conservative voter, like, these dudes are just like, a fetus is a baby, and I want to make sure that I have my guns, and nobody can take my guns. And that's, like, okay, if you think that's a fascist, you should be institutionalized. Cringe. But anyway, guys, that's about as deep as I'm going to go into that. Because I always just, like, when people say fascist, only because, like, 90% of people that throw around the word fascist have no fucking idea what the word fascist even means. Anyway, sorry.
Anyone that says these two parties are the same does not care about trans people, does not care about people of color, does not remember when Trump was blackbagging people, does not remember when the Trump administration was trying to take away a whole bunch of trans rights, including getting rid of our ability to go to like, you know, abuse shelters. They don't care.
Oh, and just,
Oh, Xena, come on, spit it out. You got it.
Trump also just
Oh yeah, Trump killed more people than anybody.
Yeah,
you can watch Last Week Tonight on this. So like, one of the things that's a really big frustration of mine right now, and Sage said this really well, and she'll get into it more when she talks about it in her video.
Didn't weren't there more like drone strikes under Obama than any other president?
But my beef with the online left right now is this idea that we need to hyperfixate on Israel-Palestine. Do I like what's happening to the Palestinians?
It's
No.
true. Trump did personally kill every single one of those people based.
Oh, is it the G word? Yeah. Is it bad?
I would consider Project 2025 to be like fascistic in nature, just because of like gutting the government to basically replace it with what you want. I would consider that to be, you know, in that camp. But like, never mind.
Yeah.
We're done talking about politics.
Is it the only
sorry.
issue? No. If you are a single issue voter focusing exclusively on Israel-Palestine, we have a problem.
Yeah, guys, those little brown kids that are getting blown up. What about my healthcare? Fuck those little brown kids. What about my healthcare, dog?
Yeah, Project 2025 is a thing. So this idea that we need to hyperfixate on the Israel-Palestine problem is dumb as shit. It's absolutely...
I could have sworn in my life that there were more drone strikes in Obama's last term. I might be smoking crack, though. It's the hallucinogenic vaginal secretions.
Short-sighted. Do I want it to end? Yes. Do I want us to intervene? Yes. Do I want us to just fucking make Israel stop? Yes. But the problem being is that all of these people who are like, we can't... I don't know why it's saying drop frames on here, but it's still saying that the connection's excellent. Weird.
It's the hallucinogenic.
Yeah, it seems fine for now. I guess it's just like my web browser's having problems. Now it's fine. Okay, cool. So the concern that I have is that if we act in single issue voter way, we are going to do real harm. Trump is not going to just suddenly be good on this matter. In fact, he's probably just going to hand Israel more weapons and not care. And you forget that if you support the Palestinians, you also probably support the Ukraine. Do you think Trump is going to back Russia or Ukraine? And I've been seeing trans girls on fucking Twitter who are like, you know, Australian, Irish, European, all these different people saying, I'm not voting for Joe Biden. And it's a funny joke, right? Because you person initially doesn't know that. But then you see the people who don't know that they're from another country. They don't know this bitch is Canadian. And so what they do is they basically see a trans woman who has lots of followers say she's not voting for Biden. And that shit does harm.
Oh my
this
God,
is the shit that Vosh used to get on Sean
up. This Irish girl tweeted one thing.
I think
Fuck!
as leftists, we have a
My
duty
democracy.
to put the best enemy in the White House possible. And in this case, it is Joe Biden and the Democrats.
The best
because we at least know if we can
enemy
get
in
them
the White
in the House and the Senate, we can at least get something done. Will it be perfect? No. Democrats suck. Will it
Can
be...
they be worked with?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Way better than the Republicans can.
I just love this, like, you guys.
I'm sorry, like,
I understand there's a
need everyone
genocide,
to be
but
adults
also
in this situation. I need people to
love
actually
it.
think. I'm sorry. Every video I see come out from leftists is just slamming on Biden, slamming on Biden. Hell, on the video I have up right now, I have a Vosh video that's previewed to me that says it has a picture of Joe Biden talking about like Hamas and you know fucking Israel, and it's like, again, the hyperfixation on this and the ignoring of the fact that like Trump wants to pass a federal ban on fucking HRT for trans kids, and if they can do it for adults, they damn well will.
They damn well
will.
Yes. And you guys realize too that when you put out the negative stuff, that's actually an incredibly effective tool. This is why there is so much stuff negative out there going, oh yeah, this person's bad and bad and bad, and this candidate's done all these awful things, because that sticks in people's memories as bad. And that is a really effective way to get people not to vote for them. It's in fact more effective than showing all the positive things about your candidate. And this is just political shit 101. This is just basic things
Political
that we know
shit
about how our
101,
system
you
functions.
fucking
If you're
idiots.
involved at all in political, like, anything.
Wake
it should be
up,
fucking obvious.
sheep. It's
Like,
obvious.
Guys, it sucks to see people not actually take into account, like, just basics about how politics function, how advertising function.
Hey, you fucking
People who
dinguses.
should know better and have shown that they know better in the past.
Yeah, but Akira, the thing is that yeah, I agree with you that it's hard to argue that you know Biden is openly doing shitty stuff and argue against it and still tell people to vote, but you still have to hold your fucking nose and do it.
Also, this isn't new.
Like, again, like, Israel-Palestine is going to happen every 10 years.
Yeah, guys, there's just going to be a genocide every, like, 10 years. Who cares? Like, let's at least have hormones. Let's at least transition while there's a genocide going on. Like, this is like, this is like ultimate white woman shit. Because she's literally like, oh my god, you guys, there is a genocide happening. Is it bad? It's hella bad. But you know what's worse? Being a white trans woman in America.
You know, unless Israel finally completes its work, I suppose. Is this a horrific situation? Sure. Is it something I want to end? Yes. But again, here's my issue, and this is kind of comes back to the things that I'm bothered by.
What I was gonna say?
Oh, go ahead, please.
The whole thing of this isn't new. We have always lived in a country where you have to pick one or the other. That has always been the case. All right, at least for the presidential elections, that's what it ends up coming down to. You get one or the other, and everybody knows it. And you know what? It's not that hard to sell people on when you're like, well, what do you want? Do you want peanut butter and jelly, or do you want ham and cheese? All right. If you
Okay, I'm gonna fast forward because I'm bored. And I have like 20 minutes. We have like 20 minutes, so guys, so make sure you like the stream.
On the captions, and...
Okay, we gotta watch this.
Why did chat disconnect?
We gotta watch this based video again,
Chat,
you guys.
Why are you like this?
We gotta watch this based, hilarious, so funny video again. Yay. Yay us.
Man, YouTube be fucking up all this goddamn chat, this whole stream. It's wild.
don't want to go check art.
I don't think it's us, Kisses. And there's not really much we can do. I mean, all we can do is make sure the wires are connected in, but other than that, if we screw up and accidentally cause a disconnection because those wires...
Okay, bro, let's go.
Basically, like, lashing out and started talking shit to her. And basically what happened was, I also turned it down to 1.25, but also, like, basically just BTFO'd Melina in the free market.
Imagine being 43 years old and saying BTFO'd. Please just euthanize me at that point.
Place of ideas. Just tore her apart. Much like that Normie did.
Well, this was when that first document was out.
The first Poppy Amory document.
No, the Abuse of Hypocrites one.
Oh, that's right. The Twitter conversation was the Abuse of Hypocrites one.
Yeah.
The one that she's talking about now is going to be the Poppy Amory one.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Liana initially saw stuff way back in the fall. Like, she's probably got the most ground on stuff, second to Poppy and I and a few others.
1 second, I'm going to go turn on.
Okay.
This is really cool.
That's fair.
Want to be clear, is to not have it recorded anywhere. Yeah. She has the same program I do, which is called Redact. She'll just shred the chat. That's why you take screenshots as you talk to her. It's very important.
Yeah, guys, true. Treat all of your interpersonal relationships in a way where you always have leverage over that other person. That's a very healthy and normal thing to do. Sane people do that regularly, just so you guys know.
If you don't, she can just yank the chat with the same history puller that I use. I know for a fact she will do that. Because I redact all my chats now. Why? Because of her.
Very normal,
shit,
sane
whatever
behavior.
the fuck she's got is saying I somehow psychically made other people suggest she unalive. This weekend, I got 2 fucking emails from burner proton mails with bullshit. I put them up on Twitter. It's just TLDR. Anybody who is just trying to help and trying to get the word out and trying to prevent dangerous people from communities doesn't keep going when they've riled up multiple stalkers and drawn the attention of Kiwi Farms on someone. That is just a...
Yeah, at this point, like, 100% this is correct. Like, this is just abuse at this point. If somebody is engaging in a hate campaign and they cast summon Kiwi Farms,
abuse.
That is when you stop. There is no one...
Yeah, guys, you stop asking questions. No more questions, guys. No more questions. Okay, I want this part where she's like, okay, if I really am this evil rapist, why haven't I raped other people?
Physically,
where is that
suddenly
one?
Weren't true. Yeah, Netspace, you were on the phone with that callback.
Man, where is this part?
Because it was...
You could exit the relationship.
And having that overwrite the... If she's claiming, if Melina is advocating for no...
Okay, here we go.
Weird
I'm going to speed it up just a little bit so we can get to this.
Like one of the only solid people around us. You know, we've got a few friends and about it. Like, and the whole claim is that like we are so fucking abusive that like we're not allowed to have friends, right?
Not allowed to have lovers, not allowed to have people in our life, not allowed to be on the online.
True.
Literally,
Everybody's
said
physically
on Twitter
stopping
recently when she was arguing with that normie who blew her the fuck out of the water. Like, I'll stop when they stop. What does that even mean?
Exactly
stop
what
what
it says.
Existing? I told her when we tried reconnecting that she was driving me to hurt myself. She was pushing me to basically...
Okay, then block her. What?
You mean with Melina?
Log off.
What?
When you were reconnecting.
Yeah, Melina.
Yeah,
No.
there was an...
Okay.
Yeah, I literally was talking
give me the...
All of some of this in
moment.
Poppy.
Ruined me and had made me this terrible person. That's not going to work.
Okay.
That was actually really strangely after the break leaked the server when Poppy said that her status and the truth. I was
blah, 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 blah. Okay, where is it?
Yeah, no, I mean, really struggle with...
Just destroyed.
Yeah, like the whole thing. Now as opposed to, oh, you think we're going to go on a...
Minefield of anxiety. Anxiety because of all... That's the thing. Why didn't I claim this against Melina?
Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for.
That's the thing I ask here. If I'm this terrible abuser, this is all retaliatory. Why have I never done this before?
Yeah,
Why
guys,
didn't I claim this
if
against-
I'm this horrible rapist, how have I not raped this woman here? How can you say that I have raped when this here is a woman that I have not raped? Curious, you see.
Melina, why didn't I claim this against the wolf, the girl that basically like treated me like shit for a week? Why did I do anything? Like, that was a fucking great joke, Luvius. Thank you.
That is a very good joke. Yes. You made it
Damn,
many times.
crazy.
Just start waving Sage around anyway. Just pick her up by the hips.
Crazy.
Sage's doing great. She's healing up. She's doing one.
And then they do like this really awkward like embrace. Where is it? I'm not gonna be able to find it. They do like this really sad hug at the end. Just like here? No. Ah, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Anyway, they sadly like embrace each other. It's very, very cringe. But yeah, so we got the wonderful nukes out of this where it's like why should I care about the genocide that's happening right now, that's totally happening, and I 100% believe is happening, when I could potentially not have hormones? Like, Kim, people are dying. And then we also have the wonderful argument of, like, how could I be a rapist if here are 5 women that I have never raped? Curious, you see. Really great defense. Really great, incredible optics. Again, I'm going to continually find it hilarious, like, the argumentation style and like the lack of consistency in like everything is really interesting to me personally. I just think it's funny. But it's like, when are we gonna move on? At the end of this, they mention like, oh, we're gonna do like a stream going over the Night Wild doc, and we're gonna, you know, do this and do that, and we're working on this project with Night Wild, and we gotta blow the lid off of this, and we gotta come on stream and talk about that. And it's like, dude, just be done. Like, pick literally anything fucking else to do with your time right now. Like, dead ass. Like, You genuinely can't think of anything better to do with your time than like litigate this publicly for like the rest of your fucking life. Dude, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's like, get a hobby, dude. Get a hobby. Get like a pet or something. I don't know, dude. Congrats on the win. Oh, thank you. I know, finally, thank God. Liana did 9/11. I believe that. I love listening to Xena's incoherent mumbling. It's very insightful. Very true. I'm just going to tell you guys right now that tonight when I do my nightly prayers, next time I bed, I'm going to be talking to Jesus and praying that Poppy goes offline forever. Thank you, Jennifer. That's so kind of you. It was like a Christian side hug, yes. It's right at the end of the Liana video.
I think you realize now, Barris, a woman.
Just that fucking hit me. God, that felt. All of that is the case. Like.
Oh no, I'm going to.
That last chunk just that fucking hit.
Because they kind of like sit there for a minute, and then they do like an awkward hug.
Last chunk just that fucking hit me. God, that felt so validating. Holy shit. Really? Sure. But what happened to me was.
Yeah, here we go.
Validating though.
No.
No. Literally, Melina said to hurt myself. What?
Fuck! I'm not gonna be able to find it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Anyway, it was a nice little side hug. It was very cute. How many people watched them? I think it was like 50. I think. Please don't get a pet. Actually, I can't find it. I can't find it. You guys, I can't find the hug. I'm sorry. Little did they know, line 6 or rapers half a dozen in the industry. Chill, rabbit one. But does Xenia and Poppy even fuck? I don't know. I don't want to ask. At this point, I don't want to ask. I don't want to know if they do or not. And they do have a pet. That's true. They do have a dog. But I don't know, dude. I think that I don't know. I'll be interested to see if we do like more political analysis. I don't fucking talk about politics. I don't care. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. They might be doing more politics shit lately. It seems like they're switching gears to try and do that. But they burned their bridge with Vosh. That was like their one like political in, or their like one political ally truly. And so that's not a thing anymore. So I don't really know necessarily what the plan is, to be completely honest, as far as content goes. I know that they talked a lot about doing like more drama stuff, but it's like, you guys need to just like let it go. Like, you guys just, it's seriously, it's time to move on. I don't know what's that are going so far into the logic of penny secretions and me being genuinely pumped to spend my stoned evening listening to it. Based oat milk. I'm glad that you're having a great time, because I am not. Okay. Well, yeah, they said that Vosh was like a fucking idiot who's doing anti-electoralism. So yeah, crazy. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think our next adventure, you guys, is gonna be Lily Orchard. I feel that would be most interesting to us. I think that's the way forward. I think that's the next thing that we're gonna like really jump into, unless there's like more juicy shit that comes out. I'm ready to switch gears. We might do like some trans shit or something here soon as well. I guess it just depends on what pops up. I'm quite not sure. I don't think I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I have shit that I have to do tomorrow, but maybe Thursday. Probably on Friday for sure. Maybe Thursday. Probably Friday. But yes, I don't know, dude. I'm ready for everybody to move on. A new Essence of Thought video dropped like 2 days ago. Is it any good? What's it about? No, he's doing like the anti-electoralism shit now. That's like his new thing. Okay, we can do Essence of Thought, I guess. They integrated themselves into a circle of very strong IP opinions and are very unpopular IP takes. Very smart plan. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're gonna, like, align yourself with, like, the lefties who are, like, really hard on the, on, like, you know, Israel is an apartheid state, Israel is committing genocide against the Palestinians, that's kind of, like, the group that you put yourself in, and then when you have takes, like, well, it's just a genocide, you guys. What about our hormones? People aren't going to like that. It's a very, very poor move on their part, for sure. I would definitely 100% agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. We can... Essence of Thought, we'll watch the next time I stream. I'll either stream on Thursday or on Friday. I haven't decided yet. Maybe both. Maybe just Friday. I don't know. It depends on what time I'm done with my, my things that I need to do. Yeah. He's on that really hard right now. The other day, he posted, like, a video about, like, how everybody that votes for, like, electoralism is dead and you can't vote away fascism and blah, 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 blah. Also, for the record, you guys, voting is a personal choice. Okay, there you go. That's all I got for you. Okay, so we'll do Essence of Thought the next time that I stream, and we'll do some Lily Orchard shit the next time that I stream. We'll try to refocus, but also still enjoy the slop, okay? I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who got Twitch subs. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the gifted memberships, you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys were very generous today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. Peace and blessings. Love you guys lots. I'll see you sometime relatively soon. Okay, either on Thursday or Friday. All right. Have a good day. Have a good tomorrow. Everybody be safe. No gooting on Maine. Don't do anything that Poppy would do, okay? All right, peace and blessings, guys. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss, XOXO, Gossip Girl. I'll see you guys later, okay? Thanks for the bro time. See you later, Gators.